Kick it.
You gotta fight for your rights.
You gotta fight for your right.
So, start the show.
Okay, we'll start the show
That's
now.
why I said kick it.
I know. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for showing up tonight. It is Thursday, September 30th. We appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We got a great show for you. Or if you watch this on YouTube at a later date, I want to say thank you to you as well, and glad that you guys are here. We have got an excellent show. Got a couple of good guests. We're going to be covering a lot of stuff tonight, and we think you'll enjoy it. So I want to get the business out of the way. We want to thank Nofo Brewery for sponsoring the show. Just up north of Cumming on Highway 400. You got a lot of craft beers, good times. Again, you hear me say it all the time. My kids love the place. So check them out. Tell them the guys at Fish North Georgia sent you, and go enjoy you some of that fine craft beer. You don't drink, right?
No, sir.
That's right.
Not old enough.
So I'm going to go ahead. Here you go. Good for you. I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guests tonight, and then we will kind of go over what we're going to talk about. So across from me is one Paul Marks Jr. He is very well known on the Lake Lanier area. You doing all right tonight?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
We're doing good. He is a very polite young man. I've been trying to get him to stop calling me sir for about an hour now, and he just can't do it. So that's good. And just go ahead and get this out of the way. Mrs. Marks, if you're watching tonight at any time, we promise to be on our best behavior with your son, and we will get him home safe. We promise that like that. So we will be gentle tonight. So and in the other seat we got Chris Taylor with FX Rods. He's been on the show a time or two. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
That was very. I'm good. How are
I'm
you?
good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Very, very professional, right there.
And the reason y'all watch this episodes is because of me.
That's
Mr.
right.
Shrek himself.
Shrek is here. Shrek is in the house. Now, Ryan Sheffield is with us, of course. And we got Paulie back there running the, Paul Coonan back there running the,
Hey, Paul.
running the show back there, keeping us in check.
What up?
There
Are
you
we
go.
going to go catch some tunas?
Be a man.
Again, if you're watching on
Like
Facebook,
them apples.
that's right. If you're watching on Facebook tonight, we would appreciate if you would go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and put your name in there, because it comes up on our comment
Facebook user.
section as Facebook user, and we want to be able to recognize you. All you guys that are there already, Bobby Underwood, Nick, I saw Nick up there, Ron, how you doing, buddy? Nathan, Buddha is in the house, Kevin Bolton, all you guys, David Newcomb, we appreciate you guys showing up, and you guys listen. The gauntlet has already been tossed that people have told me I'm not going to be able to get this boy to talk tonight. So we're going to see what we can get out of him. But Derek White, best guest yet. I don't know about Taylor, but Mark's is a pretty good one. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Guess so.
We'll
see.
We're going to get the shyness out of him right here. So Mark looks like Seth. How can you pronounce that? How do you pronounce it? Fighter.
Fighter.
Llama man.
Who was it that my daughter said he looked like?
Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallace.
Hear it
Morgan
every day.
Wallen.
Every day. So Morgan Wallace is in the house.
Oh,
with
Lord.
Morgan Wallen.
Wallen.
Wallace. I don't know the
With
guy.
Ann.
I hope my daughter ain't on here because she's obsessed with him.
With
Morgan Wallen.
So was mine. I
Yeah.
guarantee
You'll have
she's
some
watching,
fans.
So.
We have a few women that
Women-
watch.
few
You'll have
women
some
that watch.
fans.
Cool.
You need a girlfriend?
No, sir.
He don't want a girlfriend.
None? Not just a
I
date
ain't
every once
got
in a while?
time.
He
I ain't got
don't
time
need a
for that.
girlfriend.
Okay, well, we can hook you up.
It's all
Need a
good.
girlfriend.
We'll do our best. Though. If you need to just ask him about getting 840 miles offshore. About us getting 840 miles offshore.
We already got questions.
We'll start the show right now. What is 40 miles offshore?
The boat about sank, and then we had to jump on a tower, the Air Force tower.
Really?
And then we got it all figured out. It's a long story. It's hard to explain, but yeah, it was a bad deal.
Bad deal?
Say someone forgot to put the plug in.
Did you? Yeah. How did it almost
No, it
sink?
wasn't a plug. It was the access hatch on the transom.
Ooh.
There was some water in there, and we hit some waves that splashed it out, and then we were filling up and didn't know.
Wow.
That, and I tell you what, there you go. That scared the crap out of me. So
Makos are lurking.
Makos. Where was this at? Gulf?
Yes, sir. Is that a Carabao?
See that? Is
Makos.
that
No, there ain't no Makos in that close, but
Oh, there's not
definitely some
Makos
bull
that
sharks.
close.
So.
Bull,
There's
well,
some
listen, I don't do
bulls
any
are
sharks.
lurking.
I do no sharks. So what's up, Pork Taco?
Bulls on parade.
So here's what we're gonna do tonight. I'm gonna tell you what all. We're gonna talk to this young man about. We're gonna bring up last weekend, and we're gonna talk about his. I'm gonna try to get some fishing tips out of him. We're gonna talk about his aspirations, and so we're gonna deal with all that. And we got a great question of the week that he knows nothing about, but I think you guys are going to enjoy that one. Chris is going to talk about the Kings of Lanier, or King, I guess,
Kings.
singular.
It's Kings.
King, is it Kings?
Kings.
Fish
Oh,
solo.
okay.
Yep.
Kings of Lanier tournament. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to give away the FX rod for the people that have placed orders on Fish North Georgia or TrueGritTackle.com. We're going to give away that night, and we're going to name the show. We're going to announce the winner, and from this point going forward, the show will be called that. And then maybe one of these days we can get some, if I can ever find somebody that'll make T-shirts for us and stuff like that, we might sell some of that stuff, some apparel and all that. But we'd like to
Hit
give
us
it a
up with
name.
some people who are reliable. We need products.
We need products. Absolutely, we do that. And got a big announcement on the Electric Elite that we're going to be doing, where the Classic's going to be. And then we're going to talk about a benefit tournament. So for Nathan Hurd. So we've got a bunch of stuff to do. And what a lipsticker. Will we ever win any of our money back from Paul Jr.?
I don't know how you can win it back if I already got it.
That's right. You can't get it back. You got to beat it going forward. So
That's Kevin Underwood.
that's Kevin. So the big thing is we want to. The kid needs no introduction for those that live on Lake Lanier. You've already kind of heard a comment. The kid takes everybody's money, but he is a very humble young man. I have noticed that, so I do appreciate that. We do have guys coming in here sometimes that their reputation precedes them like that. So, Sal Pinto, hey Paul, congrats to you, buddy. Dan, how goes it? Nice to be back on the channel. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. I miss doing this. Have you got the Braves game on over there?
Yeah, Soler led off the game with a home run.
All right, Soler led off the game with a home run. So we hope the Braves clinch tonight. If you guys are watching the NFL game over this fine entertainment, that's on you. We can't fix that.
That's y'all's own damn
That's
fault.
it. Your own fault. So
Somebody said Tracy Young, AYA Designs for your shirts.
I know. I tried to hit Rob. So I hope that's Rob. Rob, I need some more hats too. So anyway, good. 1-0. We like that. So anyway, for those of you outside of the Lake Lanier area, we're going to introduce you to Paul tonight. And we do believe that this boy, or young man, however you want to say it, is going to make some big waves in the future. And, he's kind of told us a little bit about his aspirations. And he's got big plans. So we do appreciate you coming on the show.
Yes, sir. I enjoy y'all invite me.
Well, yeah, I've tried to get you a time or two. You're always fishing or doing
Yeah,
something.
I got something to do.
He's
usually.
always doing something. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug it because we here at Fish North Georgia believe everybody has a piece of the pie. He gave me this Oakwood bait and tackle hat, and I wear it proudly. They're a good company. Is it considered? I guess it is Oakwood right there by West Hall High
Yes, sir.
School up there like that.
Right next to it.
You
Right
get live
next
bait. They got all that. They can set you up. So they do have True Grit
They
tackle
do have
jigs.
True Grit tackle jigs.
So listen, it's almost jig season. Orders are starting to pick up. You better get over there so I can.
Always jig season.
Well, it is always jig
It's
season
always.
for some people, but anyway, I know Dylan over there. Very nice operation. Your family's involved in it, so again, I appreciate the hat,
Yes, sir.
and definitely, you guys go check out Oakwood, and they sell FX rods too,
Yes.
stuff
yeah.
like that. They got a full line
Yes.
like that. So, again, we support local businesses,
Wholeheartedly.
wholeheartedly. Yeah, so go give them some love. Tell them Fish North Georgia sent you, and maybe they'll give you a 20% discount. How about that?
There you go. Come on,
I
see
don't know
us.
about that. So, they are great people over at OBT. So, let's start off. I don't want to get it back into your whole history, but let's just go back 1 week and start off right there. So, last week, why don't you tell everybody what happened to you?
I won the BFL in Lanier Super Tournament 2
Yeah.
days, so I do it every weekend, fish tournament on Lanier, so it was nothing really new, but it just all happened, played out perfect for me.
What was your
So-
final weight for the 2
I think I
days?
had like 33 pounds, 9 ounces, something like that.
There you go. And you also won a nice bonus.
Oh, yeah, Phoenix Boats.
Phoenix Boats.
Go
That's
get you
right.
one at Bay Marine.
Yeah.
Best in the business, take care of you.
There you go, Bay Marine right
Yes,
there.
sir.
There you go. So we
Marietta,
got another
Georgia.
plug. Bay Marine. We'd like our cut from that. And but anyway, there were some pretty good sticks in that.
Oh, yeah, it's a bunch of Lanier hammers.
How do you feel when you go to a tournament when you see the lineup? I'm that confident in my abilities, or
Just go fishing. If I catch them, I catch them. If not, don't catch them.
that's
No
easy.
big deal,
That's
yeah.
simple. No big deal. I like that because a lot of people get really
Gets in your
uptight.
head. Gets in your head. You can't fix that.
That's right. That's right.
I do have a question for you.
Okay, already.
When
Here we
you
go.
show up at the ramp and you see Who's the one that you worry about the most when you pull
I
up?
don't know. A lot of guys can catch them nowadays. You got to worry about. There's a dozen of them, 2 dozen of them. So
Do you really worry though?
not really, because
Can't worry. You
That's
start
right. I
off
like
worrying,
that.
you're always behind
No,
the 8
seriously,
ball.
I
I've
like
said that
that.
before.
can't get in your head.
Wes
Yeah.
Wilson Paul is just a beast on Lanier, and we've been talking about that. But he's also pretty good on
He's
other
also
lakes.
pretty good on
other
lakes.
So we're going to talk about that. But after day one, so after Saturday, were you in the lead at the end of day one?
Yes, sir, I was.
I love you. Yes, sir. I'm gonna get him to stop.
Hard
by
to
the
break
end of
it.
this.
Hard to
I know
break
it
it.
is, but that's because he's raised right.
He's raised right.
He was
He's very
raised right,
respectful.
and that is. But man, I'm not that old. I am actually that old.
You
but
are.
I am. So, end of day one, you go home that night, and we'll get to talking maybe about what you did a little bit. But what goes through your mind? You laying your head down that night and like, I mean, because listen, what'd you win for first place? Not counting the Phoenix.
7,600, something
Okay,
like
so
that.
$7,600 is on the line. Plus, in the back of your head, I got a chance to win $7,000 more Phoenix money. So, listen, what are you, 20?
Yes, sir. 20 years old.
That's a hell of a payday
Oh,
for a
for
20-year-old.
sure.
I mean,
For sure.
that's good money for anybody. So, he worried about Buddha on Saturday. So, yeah, Nathan Dunn was the competition right there. So, but what goes through your head when you lay your head down at night and you're in the lead of a BFL?
I
Especially a
slept,
2-day like that.
I slept pretty good. I was tired, but I knew I couldn't spin out. Once I spun out, I was done. I knew I wasn't going to catch them early. I was catching them later in the day, so I just had to hold it together till about 10:30, 11 o'clock. So
Did you know that going in, or did you just
Yeah, I
figure that
knew
out
that.
Saturday? So
I
you
knew
knew
that.
going in
Yeah,
it
I
was going to be a
couldn't
later
catch
bite.
nothing early all week, so
Okay.
but about 10 o'clock they start biting for me.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask these kind of in vague, because
Mhm.
I know you, listen, nobody that comes on this show gives up their secrets. So they're not going to.
Yep.
But in a vague way, let's kind of see if we can get a little bit of what you did out of there. Upper water column or down deep?
Both. Early in the morning I tried to go deep, but I couldn't get them to bite, but most of them had to come up and get my bait.
Had to come up, so you concentrated about 10:30. You were going top water a
Yes,
little bit? So it was a top water bite that
Yes,
got
sir.
you. And
Throwing a Sabile, man.
throwing us a bill.
Yes, sir. I work at Oakwood and we sell a bunch of herring. I look at thousands of them a day. That's the most similar looking bait there is to one.
So there you go. See, he won it on a Seville. Pretty much
Some
like
of
that.
them. Some of them I caught on a Sabile.
Your
Yes,
best
sir.
fish, were they on the Seville?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
But the lakes turn over. It's hard to get them to come up high. But
okay.
when you do, it's usually a good one.
When you throw a Seville, bring it back.
Depends. Sometimes wake it on top of the water, and
Right.
sometimes you stop there and reel it in.
You got to really know which one worked best.
Actually, Rob Jordan's custom painted one.
That's what you use.
Yes,
So
sir.
you use the Rob Jordan. There you go, Rob. I'll take a little cut off that. So
Yeah.
Rob does some good work though when he paints.
Oh,
stuff.
it's
He's one of the best
beautiful.
around.
Beautiful.
So like that, y'all sell those, don't you?
Yes, sir. We do.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go, Rob. Hey, don't forget
There you
about
go.
it right there.
He beat Rob with his own bait.
Well, think about that.
Rob pulled up on me Sunday.
Rob pulled up on you Sunday.
He did.
That's right. You told me that.
Yeah.
Where were you at?
I was
Come on, where was you at?
long haul.
Long Holler.
Yeah.
Are you lying or are you telling me the
No, I'm
truth?
telling the truth.
Okay, so there you go. So we kind of know. What size Seville were you throwing, if you don't mind?
Do what?
What size Seville were you throwing?
The 125, and I was throwing the bigger one too.
Okay, so there you go. Kevin Bolton wanted to know that. So see, listen, I mean, we can get stuff out. We can get stuff out of them without getting too specific. So, was that the same for both days, though?
Yes, sir.
Same for both days. And what?
I was telling Paul something.
You was telling Paul something? You was telling Paul you lied to me right then, didn't you?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Invited me.
Oh, Paul.
Who finished second in that tournament?
Drew Harbin.
Drew Harvey.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, how close was he to you?
I think a couple, 2 pounds, a
Yeah,
little
so-
over 2 pounds.
So how far ahead were you after day one?
I think like 11 ounces.
So I mean that's not a big lead, but you
No.
still didn't bother you at all.
No, sir.
There you go.
I just put my head down and ran down the lake and fished what I knew.
Okay, well there you go. Did you go into that tournament though with that plan? I mean, throwing that some
Yes,
bills
sir.
and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
So okay, there you go. So, now you were telling us up there you wanted to go fish down in the Florida tournament, but you can't because you didn't fish enough
Yes, sir. Yeah.
like that. So,
You need to answer that question because
which one is it?
he's been struggling with that.
Who is that?
Buddha.
Does Paul drop shot?
Very rarely.
Do you consider yourself a power fisherman or a finesse?
Yeah, power
You're a
fisherman.
power guy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Power fisherman.
he's got one of the best coaches around carrying the Mark's name on Lanier. If you go to StreamYard.com / whatever it is, that's my phone. I got messed up. If you're on
Facebook.
/Facebook, put your name in there so we can see who all's talking. Right now, it just came up Facebook user. But how about this? Who is your biggest influence in teaching you how to fish?
My dad and Mark Harden. They both taught me a lot.
Describe Mark Harden.
Very knowledgeable, nice guy.
Would you consider him a power fisherman?
Oh yeah.
So, and your dad, both
Power
are power
fisherman, yes,
power
sir.
fisherman. All right. So, listen, a lot of people on Lanier, and I'm not knocking it. No,
Dangle their worms too much.
it's a lot of finesse fishing on Lanier.
Yep.
You don't do it. Very rarely.
Very rarely.
Why do you think power fishing on Lanier is better than finesse fishing?
These bigger bass are eating herring, and herring swim real fast. So
Yeah.
There you go. That's about as good an answer as you can come up with. Like that. You ever throw jigs? More
Not
so on
much.
other lakes. So on Lanier,
yeah,
you're
the
not.
other lakes I throw it a good bit. But
Okay. Can I get one of them Sabills? Yeah, I guess for what's one of them things run? They're about 60, 70 bucks. ain't they?
$100.
$100. $100. You can get them at Oakwood Bait and Tackle right there. So, and yeah, Derek's probably got about 8 of them. Oh, that's Tyler Burt. There you go. Tyler Burt said that you had the best teacher, coach / whatever on Lanier. Now,
He may not know the answer to that one question.
what's that? What question is it?
This question always, so for you to know, this question, anytime Sabills comes up, always gets brought up on this show. Have you thrown the older ones?
they're the same thing.
Okay.
My opinion.
So, see, that's his
Okay,
opinion.
so that's great.
We have had people say that they swear up and down on their grade.
The old ones don't swim as wide, I don't think.
Oh,
But
so
they're the
see,
same thing.
Okay.
So the old ones don't get as wide. They're more of a tighter pattern.
Because see, that's something we always, anytime we talk about Sabills, that's something that always gets brought up. Is the old ones are better than the new ones.
Lord.
You
Now-
change your hooks out.
Yeah, I always change.
What do you
hooks
change
out.
them
I
out to?
do.
Number 4, 2-time strongs.
That's right.
Now,
Atta
see,
boy.
you go. See, there you go.
Attaboy.
Dropping some more
He's
stuff.
setting the hook when they bite,
Okay. Is that what he's supposed to do?
to a certain extent.
To a certain extent. What do you throw? What kind of variety do you throw your Sabills on?
Rod,
Yeah, in the setup. What's your setup? on
7-1 medium, 12-pound fluorocarbon.
that? Okay. Are you one of these guys that ever uses braid?
Yeah, I use braid on a lot of things.
Like
Anything dragging,
anything
you got to
dragging?
feel with.
All right, and so I guess you got tied to the fluoro.
Mhm.
Okay. What knot do you use? That's a big thing.
It's the Albright or Alberta, I'm not sure. I think they're,
Okay.
they're pretty similar knots.
Good man.
There you go. Do you tie that FG or whatever?
I've tried. I
Okay,
can't- I
thank
can't-
you. I'm
I
glad
can't figure
somebody
it
else
out.
says they can't do that.
I've never had any issues with them.
He's welcome. He's welcome back to the show anytime.
That's right. Yeah. Good Lord.
It's the FG.
I watched my partner try to tie a FG knot on the back of a boat one time. 15 minutes to tie one knot. Now, it don't break and you can pull the boat in, but I mean, good Lord.
If the wind's blowing, it takes you an hour.
I know.
Sure.
And if you're old and your eyesight sucks, it's terrible. All right, so
Chris isn't interested in getting glasses yet to tie knots.
have you got readers?
I got glasses, but I can't wear them.
Mess your eyes up?
They give me a headache.
Don't tell me.
It's not that hard. Wes Wilson, you're just a freak of nature, though, son. Okay, so let's talk. We're going to talk about more fishing techniques and stuff like
That's
that.
right, Brim.
How about though your rod and your reel? I mean, is there a specific brand that you like to use?
I like G Loomis NRXs.
Okay,
That's the best rod in my opinion.
right.
There's definitely good things out there, but
That's what
fortunate
you
enough
like.
the way I can get them. So
I got you in your reels,
Shimano.
Shimano all
Yes,
the
sir.
way. And did you give your line brand? You said Fluoro, but is there a particular brand you like better?
Cigar.
Seagar. So
Cigar's
you're a
the best.
cigar man. Okay, there you go.
VizX or Tatsu.
Okay. All right. That's good. Now, I want to go ahead and get a little bit of your aspirations and stuff, and then we'll get back to talking specifics. But upstairs, you were telling me you want to fish the Elite Series. one
Yeah,
day.
that would.
I know.
That's my main goal, but if it happens, it happens. If not, not. I'll pursue it for sure.
So, what is it going to take for you to get there?
You got to get top 3 in the opens or win a tournament.
Right there.
Win an open. So
All right. So, when will you be pursuing that?
in the spring, the schedule's going to come out this month. So
Okay. And then, so you're going to go fish those.
yes, sir.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Now,
There it was.
Let's see. Shimano all the way right there. FG knot takes 39 years and 8 months to tie, but there's not a better leader knot. That might be.
It's true.
I mean,
but
I just can't do it. I can't do it at all. So,
What about his high school career? Because that was where he really come on and made
well,
his
what
name.
about your high school career?
I fished just the Lanier Trail my first 2 years. Then I fished Bass Nation my junior and senior year.
Okay, how'd you do in that?
I think we got 5th or something in the points my senior year. My junior year, I didn't fish the whole series.
right?
But
What is it about high school fishing today? Now, there's a lot of controversy with high school fishing because there's so many boats out there and some of the captains. Who captained you?
my dad or Jamie Koza.
Oh, Koza did. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
did you fish with
I fished with Carter.
Carter? Okay,
Yes, sir.
there you go. That's pretty cool. If you could change one thing about high school fishing nowadays to improve it, what would you do? That's a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a real tough question.
What was the toughest thing for you?
I don't know. I mean, you're still fishing a tournament. You still got to catch them.
So it just come naturally to you,
yeah.
I mean, kind of stuff like
Still
that.
got to catch them.
Because Carter's pretty good.
Yes,
He's
sir.
pretty good too
Very
as
good.
well. So
Very good.
that's kind of interesting. What, did he have to go to the bathroom already?
Mm-hmm.
Good Lord, Chris is old. So, all right. So, the elites, though. I mean, what would you? We asked this question. What's going to be your walk-up song?
Honestly, I don't know.
Got to have a walk-up song.
I don't know.
What kind of music you listen
You have an
to?
answer, right?
All of it. Not much rap, but
No rap. Okay, I get it.
I listen to a little bit. Not
a little
much.
bit. All right. How does it affect you when there's a lot of fishing pressure? As in, you got a plan of what you want to run, and there are boats on it. Do you feel like it shuts the fish down?
Oh, for sure. They definitely don't want to come up when they're getting ran over all day by yachts and all kind of stuff. But try to hit places that are out of the traffic, I guess, where the fish ain't getting ran over all day.
Well, that's
I
kind
got
of.
a question.
All right. What's your question?
What's the difference between Wednesday and Saturday?
What's the difference between Wednesday and Saturday?
Usually pulling water
About to
and
say they're pulling water.
pulling
on
water.
Wednesday.
They'll eat anything out there during the week.
Yeah. it
When
don't
they're
take
biting,
much.
you can throw anything out there.
So,
and catch
so
'em.
okay, with you saying that, there's a lot of guys. Ask him what depth of water he was keeping his boat in.
When?
I guess this past weekend.
When?
I mean,
Well,
it
in
just
April,
depends on how
it's
steep
about-
the point or hump was. It could be in 60 foot. It could be in 10. It just
Right.
depends.
So-
What the way the wind was blowing, how I set up on it. So
Okay. You like to set up with the wind in your face?
yes, sir. Wind in
Okay,
my
like
face.
that. So, Scott Barnes, that's awesome that you're headed. I always lose me that you're headed to the opens and pursuing a career in fishing. You got what it takes. Go get them. There you go. So that's
Thank you, Scott.
yeah, thank you, Scott. And I was going to ask you something, and I started doing that. I done forgot. You got any questions for me right this second, so I can get my
Nope.
main lake? That's a question.
Main lake. Yeah, I fish in the creeks a little bit too, but it was mostly main lake.
Mostly main lake.
All
How-
right. What's
how-
your favorite lake besides Lanier?
It's a tough one. I like catching smallmouth. It's either Mille Lacs, St. Clair, probably Lake Michigan.
He's only 20 years old and already been way more places than I ever.
Well,
been.
I mean, that, yeah.
I'm very
well,
fortunate. Very fortunate.
well, there you go. And so there you go. He's humble and fortunate like that. So,
Very humble.
great answer. Thanks. See, that's it. You just you got to give them a little bit what they want, and that works. Mostly over brush.
A lot of them were just fan casts and points and
Scattered.
humps. A
Yeah.
lot of fish were roaming in that tournament.
What kind of electronics do you have on your boat?
I have Lowrance, and I got a Garmin up front too.
Now, as a power fisherman, how much do you use your electronics?
A lot. I got that new C-Map card, Precision Contour, or
Right.
whatever it's called for the southeast. It's got
Mhm.
Lanier, Hartwell, and Clarks Hill. That thing's incredible.
Well, describe to somebody that doesn't know what you're
I
talking
mean, you can
about.
color it, and I got colored now. I mean, I can get on a pattern. I just run down the lake, wherever the wind's hitting, and fish the same pattern. There's fish all in Lanier. You
So
can catch them everywhere.
You can mark, like if you're catching fish in 15 to 20 foot, you can mark it on that,
Yes,
so you
sir.
can stay in the 15 to 20 foot range like that. So, I got to ask, have you ever been to Lake Burton?
Yeah, a lot. It's one of my favorite lakes in Georgia. I never caught no giants out of there. I caught one that's like 7.5 pounds, but I catch 40, 50 fish when I go. A lot of 2, 3, 4 pound spots.
If somebody was going to go to Lake Burton tomorrow, what would you recommend them doing?
Top water.
Top water. What's your favorite top water bait?
It's a tough one. I like throwing that OG herring. I like an evergreen
What is-
shower
let me-
blow.
Let me ask, what is it about the OG herring that's got everybody so crazy?
It's a cool bait. I mean, fish had never seen anything like that, so they'll hit it.
About the action, though. What is it about the action that separates it from any other top water bait?
I mean, it dives under and shoots back up, stands straight up and down.
Okay.
There's something about it sitting there. They can't stand
And
it.
you like the herring color?
The herring color. I like the black and pearl color.
Okay.
Black pearl, whatever
Yeah.
it's called, black and chrome.
I know that everybody has them. We sold out of those quick. So,
Oh, yeah.
and I think, if I'm not mistaken, if Ryan's watching tonight, he can correct me or later, but I think mid-October they're going to get a shipment of the 30 Gs in. That's when the first 30 Gs will arrive, and then towards the end of October is when the 40s are coming back. They got to get them from overseas. So, you like that? And you were saying evergreen. What was it?
Shower blow.
Okay.
Which size?
The 105 or the 125.
Okay.
Just depends on how much wind you got.
So what you like? You like more wind on a topwater day?
Yes, sir.
And what describe your perfect topwater scenario on Lake Lanier?
I like it when it's sunny or cloudy. Just
'Cause
as long as you got wind,
as
you
long
just got
as
to
you got
change
wind.
color.
Because I know a lot of people like it better cloudy, and a lot of people like it sunny. So he just I'll do it either way.
Mhm.
So like that. So how far? We ain't quite in far enough yet for the question of the week right there. Yes, yet.
We're at 105 viewers on YouTube.
I know. Hey, listen though, that's very
25
very good.
minutes
All
in,
you people,
so.
all you people showing up. This young man's going to go places. When's the next tournament you gonna fish?
Saturday, actually, Scott Barnes tournament at Little Hall. So,
Okay. Any predictions on weights for that one?
It'll take 20 pounds.
20 pounds to win. Do you throw the same color top waters, or do you switch depending on clouds or something? You kind of
White
mentioned
when
that.
it's cloudy, and then just
White.
a shiny one.
White when it's cloudy, shiny on when it's
Shiny
sunny.
or natural looking when it's sunny.
Okay, there you go. So, Jeremiah, I keep telling y'all about the 125 evergreen shower blows too, but I'm using the chrome. What is it about the shower blows that you like?
It's easy to work it.
How do you work it?
Just walk the dog.
You just walking the dog with that on that. So, okay. Chris, you gonna fish in that tournament this weekend, or you
No, me and my daughter is probably gonna ride it to Burton.
are you going to Burton?
Yeah, I go get my daughter in the morning, and well, when she gets out of school tomorrow, and we're gonna come back. And
Go to Burton.
probably go to Burton, or we may go hit the north end of Lanier. It's according.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. You got who's fishing with you for Scott's tournament?
I think it's going to be my dad.
Okay.
Mark
So-
and Chad are fishing, so.
Okay. So going into this tournament at Scott's this weekend, I know it's kind of hard. I don't want to say name the top 5 because there's a lot of good guys that fish that. Just drop a few names who's going to be fishing in that tournament.
I don't know. I don't know who's fishing it. I mean, I could look at the list.
Well, I mean, who do you
All the
expect?
big sticks,
Who
because
do you
it's
expect to be
full.
there?
They're all
80.
there. It's full.
Yeah.
It's tough. Nowadays, there's so many guys that can be up there.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to name them.
Where did the mustache go?
Oh, I shaved it off.
Why?
It'll grow back in a couple days.
Did it grow back? Or
Yeah.
you just for the heck of it, just got up one morning and said, I'm going to shave?
Yeah.
There you go. I like that. He's just spontaneous, right? I still want to do the question of the week right now.
Just
We
do
got
it.
so much, okay?
Just do it.
You don't know what the question of the week is.
No
But-
idea.
Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to do this. We're going to give the winner. Let's do this. This is what we're going to get. I'm going to get a True Grit jig. He's going to autograph it because when he gets famous, it's going to be worth something. So whoever answers this question correctly is going to get you. You mind autographing the
Yeah, I'll
jig?
do it.
Whoever gets this answer correct is going to get an autographed Paul Marks Jr. True Grit jig. It will be something that you'll cherish for the rest of your life. And when this guy's winning all these big tournaments, you can show everybody like that. So, but you ready? Because you're gonna have to be honest with this answer because we don't know the answer to this question.
All right.
Okay, and you can't answer it. People are just gonna start. The question of the week is this. Pop it up there, Paul. Here we go. Where's it going? It's going to be scrolling down the bottom. The question of the week is, what product does Paul Jr. use to style his luscious locks of love? Now, don't tell
Don't
nobody
tell
yet.
nobody.
Don't tell nobody yet. I didn't even know.
He got excited. The look on your face.
The
Someone's
look
going
on
to
your
face.
screenshot
That
that.
was it. You don't know what you use.
I have no idea. I just whatever's in there.
Oh, good Lord.
My mom will give me more when I'm out.
You don't even. I mean, is it scented?
I've actually used horse shampoo
That's
before.
mane and tail.
Yeah, mane and tail. I've used that before.
Okay, so like Garnier, Fructis, we got them going everywhere with that. All right, so, okay, I don't even know how we're going to answer that, but that was worth just seeing his face right there. He looks like an Old Spice guy right there. So, listen, I mean, the boy has got some pretty hair, don't he? And that's just coming from us old men. I actually had a mullet.
Hey,
Yeah.
Take
take
the
your
hat
hat
off.
off and turn around and show the.
Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Look at
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
The girls are swooning.
that's like
right
Brad
now.
Pitt hair right there, man. Listen to that. Ooh, Harry's ivermectin right there. There you go, man. Tail.
You got sporty hair.
Okay, so
I hope Blake's not watching. He's gonna be jealous of that.
that's
hair.
right. Blake had pretty hair. Listen. Let me ask you this question: if I had a charity and I was trying to raise $2,500, and it depended on me being able to shave your head,
I'd cut it out.
Would you
Yeah,
let me
I
shave
just
your
grow
head
back.
right here?
Yeah, I had one a couple years, 3 years ago. I
Even
cut it
right
off.
now, you let me. We might do that. We need to do another repeat of
Hey.
that. We raised a lot of money that night.
Hey, we got a charity coming up.
Well,
for
actually, I
Nathan.
can't.
What's that?
Because Aaron Russell says I'm like Samson.
Oh,
Cut my hair, I can't catch
cut
them.
your hair, you can't catch fish.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So we'll do that. Wow, Blake, he puts yours to shame. It's a heck of a head of hair, no doubt. We just wanted to have some fun with that. We might pick somebody down today. We'll still. Somebody's gonna get an autographed Paul Marks trigger at Jigs.
What do we know the answer to that question?
Hell, he don't even know.
I
We
mean, he
can't-
said he don't know.
Oh, Riley
but,
hits a solo home run. Braves lead 2-0. I love it. There you go. I
Alright.
can't stand the
Text
Phillies.
your mom, ask her.
Text your mom and ask her what product you use. So we're going to have an answer. You guys keep doing that. If he cuts it, the fish don't bite. That's real cool. And that's the way it works. So while he is texting Mrs. Marks to find out what shampoo he uses, we will proceed to go on a little bit. Let's go ahead right now and talk about the King of Lanier tournament.
All right.
Tell everybody a little bit about it while he's trying to find out his shampoo.
All right, guys. Those of you that don't know what we're got going on here, the Kings of Lanier is going to be 49 of the best of the best.
I'll be there.
$250 entry fee. We're only paying 5 places. And it's going to be October the 30th at Little Hall. All right, we are starting restoration tomorrow. You've got to sign up, and you have to sign up with a partner. This is not a solo tournament.
Okay?
You've got to sign up with a partner. That's the reason it's called Kings. You're going to have to pass a lie detector test. When you get to the ramp and sign up, you're going to draw for your boat number. It is not going to be whoever gets to the ramp first. You're going to draw, and that's going to be your boat number for that day. I was throwing around the idea of maybe doing 2 days and taking the top 10 for day 2, but being it's Halloween, I'm not going to do it. We're going to let it go as 1 day, and then I am going to go ahead and start looking at dates for the spring for another Kings of Lanier 2-day, and we're going to work on that and get everything ready for that.
Well, what's the purpose of this tournament? I mean, you really
We want to see. Everybody's been saying for years, who's the best hammer on Lanier? Who's the best hammer on Lanier? Who can beat the best of the best? So that's the purpose of this. And with the $250 entry fee, only paying 5 places, with a full field, first place is going to be $5,000. Last place will be $1,000 with a full field.
the fifth place.
5th place.
Okay.
No big fish. We're going to have a side pot for big fish. It'll be $20 for big fish side pot if you so choose to get into it. Few things I want to go over for everybody that's going to enter. We're going to be very
Because
strict.
the registration starts tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I will start at
How many boats?
49.
49.
I will start it. It'll probably be 5 o'clock when I post it tomorrow afternoon. And the only reason it's going to be that late is because I got to go to Wedowee, Alabama and pick my daughter up. We're going to be very strict on safety and just the way you blast off. If anybody fished any of my night tournaments this year, they understand why that is in place. Paul can tell you.
Some of you guys are crazy. You need
Yeah.
to pay attention. That's
Yeah.
it.
$250.
$250 is the entry fee.
Yep, $250 entry fee.
$5,000 first place, $1,000 for fifth place, and so the others are going in between, right?
Yeah, yep.
There you
And
go.
it's paying 1 in 10 is the way I'm doing the payout. 1 in 10. I have a brand new app on my phone that is great for payouts. It tells you to the T. I showed it to Paul yesterday, and it's pretty awesome.
Did you find out yet?
Mhm.
You know what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hair, your product, you got it? Has anybody said it?
No.
Okay, so you got to keep guessing.
Hmm.
Keep guessing on the product
I
for
don't think
his,
so.
for his hair. So I don't see anything. So while he's talking, you guys can keep guessing on the product.
Yeah.
If you see it, let me know.
All right. And then safety is going to be a big issue. Like I say, we're going had fish allowed with a half-pound penalty. Life jackets will be required anytime your big motor is running. Let's see, what else? Boat check-in. We will be checking live wells. The weigh-in time will be strict. I will have a check-in boat that you must come by when you come in. Anybody late, automatically disqualified. Like I say, this is a big money tournament. We're going to make sure that everything's run properly and everything's run right.
And you're going to have to give that card back too, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so we have a winner. We have a winner real quick in the product. Which one was it?
I use Monat or Aussie, and I guess.
Monad or Aussie? So George Smith. George Smith, you are the winner of the Paul Marks Jr. autographed True
Jig.
Grit thing. And listen, he finished 5th place. I believe it was this past weekend. He was throwing topwater and our Southern Slaw bladed jig. So that's pretty cool right there.
Don't
So,
open that jig. Keep it because Paul's going somewhere.
functional
Should I
beauty.
go make one
Huh?
special? Should I go make one special?
You got to make one
Should I go
special.
make one special?
And
You
call it
can.
Dawsey. Or call it the Paul Marks.
Hey, we can give it a red, white, and blue. How about that?
Mark's mullet.
What about that red, white, and blue jig we made up there?
You like
Matches
that?
hair
You
color.
like red, white, and blue?
Yeah,
Or what's your
okay.
favorite colors? Honestly.
It don't matter.
It don't matter. Listen, this kid's too easy to get along with. So,
We'll
George,
talk after the
look,
show.
George, stay
We'll
out
go
of his
over to the
bathroom.
wall. We'll look at
I can make one. I can
Like
tie
that.
one.
All right,
Okay.
so real quick though, on the last few things that you got for the King of Lanier tournament.
Yeah. That's really about all I got. If anybody's got any questions, hit me up. It's going to be a fun event. We're not using the pavilion. So weigh-in will be where I normally check in for the night tournaments,
Down by
right
the
there by the
lake.
ramp.
Down by the lake.
And
Down
then,
by the lake in
uh,
the woods.
We'll be weighing in right there.
Beneath the pine trees.
It will probably be. I probably won't get up under the pine trees for this one
Oh, we're
because
just playing. We don't care where you
Yeah,
man.
just-
We'll
I'm
No.
back
I'm
the
just
truck.
playing.
we'll probably
all
get up in the parking lot. The reason being is because there's going to be a lot of people come out just to watch this one.
We might need to do that on like the weigh-in live, a Facebook
Yeah.
live weigh-in. We might need to do that.
I was gonna get with him anyway because I was gonna say something to him later.
About that?
I,
Or
if
you
he ain't
gonna
got
fish it?
if he ain't got nobody, I thought about sitting up there if he needed me to.
Well-
To call it in?
to take numbers.
You
Yeah.
can do that.
And
I
I
mean,
said,
you're
you're late.
No, we'll do that.
You welcome to come.
Danny,
come help.
you sponsor and we will get in.
Now,
I tell you what, Nathan, talk to me about it tomorrow.
we do have some sponsors already. I'm not sure what they're going to sponsor yet, but Oakwood's in. Dylan was the first one to jump in. He said he's all in for that. And then Hammond said that they would do something. And Danny always tries to help us out.
I
so,
try.
Yeah.
I try.
Yeah.
We're small, but we'll do it. We'll
Yeah.
do what we can do. So,
Yeah.
all right, and that's when
October the 30th, Halloween
October
weekend.
the 30th, Halloween weekend.
Yep.
So listen, you can go fish, and you can go throw stuff at kids trick or treating that night.
And
There we go.
who's gonna try and beat Paul? That's gonna be the
So
key.
you're gonna fish this.
Yes, sir.
I love this.
He-
Yes,
Yes.
little country bumpkin. Yes, sir.
And in my opinion, he's the reigning king right now because he won the 2-day in the night tournaments.
All right,
And
so you see that Facebook user out there that says, "Hey, Daddy, that's Tatum." That's the one that thinks you look like that Morgan guy.
Morgan Wallen.
Dodging piles
Yeah.
and my son.
It's either that or my daughter won.
Silverado.
Oh well,
Yeah,
that
it's
might
either-
be. It could be
it's
your
either
daughter
Tatum
too.
or it's his
Tatum
daughter.
like
Facebook
that.
user is that
I think Tatum thinks you're cute, but that's my
Tatum
daughter. You
or
can't go near her. You can't go
Autumn?
near my daughter. She's off
Yeah,
limits.
he loved them Southern Slaw bladed jigs.
He did love them Southern Slaw. Braves up 3-0. We appreciate the
Go Braves.
Go Braves, the update like that. So, focus the camera. Which camera?
Which one?
You might not want us to focus, David. I mean, we're kind of ugly. So, anyway, guys, King of Lanier tournament, October 30th. That's a pretty big event, and it's as much for the money, but it's also for bragging rights.
Mhm.
And so, here's what I'm thinking about doing too. We might put up some odds or something like that, or we'll run something where we'll give away something, but you got to guess the winners, guess the weights, that kind of stuff, just to kind of help you hype it up. and do that. So just let us know if that
No.
center camera is better. But we'll do something like that.
Two
And,
more things I need to go over.
Oh Lord, good.
Number one, if you want in,
You're such a ball. Did you
I'm
hear
just ragging
that?
Chris. All right, if you want in what?
number
He's
one,
entertaining. He's an entertainer.
Man.
you better get in quick because I feel like it's going to fill up quick.
You'll have 49 tomorrow night.
I think so too. And number two, if you're not sure you can fish, get
Don't
on the
sign
waiting
up.
list because it gets aggravating whenever you get the list full and then people, the week of the tournament, hey, I can't make it. I understand things comes up, but unless you're 100% sure,
How about just don't sign up?
yeah, don't sign up or get on the waiting
Get on.
list.
Maybe you have a maybe list, probably list. All right, so let me ask you this, Mr. Junior. There, be quiet, Chris. It's already full. There you go. Paul, King of Lanier till dethroned. Let me ask you this: what do you think about when people say stuff like that to you,
I don't care.
or hammer stud? I mean, come on, it's gotta make you feel good.
I don't care. I mean,
What-
it don't bother me.
It don't bother you. You don't like. I mean, you like it.
Yeah, I like it. It makes me want to catch them more.
There you go. I like it. Be
There you go.
competitive.
Incentive.
It is incentive. You got,
Incentive.
but no
Will
pressure.
you be in it, Jim Farmer?
Where's Jim Farmer
That's
at?
who said that.
Fishing
No,
with Farmer. That's
Oh,
Jonathan
no,
Farmer.
that's Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
That's our buddy. He may,
Different J Farmer.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
different Jay Farmer,
He
but
might be fishing with that man right there.
he might. I can talk to Farmer at church Saturday, see if he'll fish it. So fishing days. How fast does your Phoenix run, Paul?
Run 70 right now.
Okay.
It ran 70 Sunday morning running down the lake. My partner, and so it runs like 72, just me in it.
921.
921. I got to get a different prop. Got to get the 20.
What are you running on right now?
24.
24.
I get 25 on that.
Kurt Weehunt. I'm gonna wait for the peasants on Lanier tournament. That's because you're a Dodger fan. No, we love you, Kurt, but I really the Dodgers are awful. I can't stand them. So,
I can't believe that. Mine run 5,600. I'll run 70.
Really?
Yeah.
are we
But I
gonna
got
get the boat
721.
talk or what?
Okay.
Jeremiah.
Right.
I would love to see you in it, Jeremiah. Find a partner. I'm sure somebody'd bring you on.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, he's the king of fishing. So there we go. You
Yeah.
got to show up. So that'll be.
He's
we'll
king of
set up.
anglers.
King of Anglers.
No, I ain't fishing it. Jonathan says. I was just saying you will be the king till someone can beat you. Oh no, he wasn't taking it no disrespect at all. So that's not the way it was took on this side at all. So, but October 30th, you fished Lanier all your life. What do you think will be the predominant pattern on Lake Lanier at that time?
I don't know. The way the weather was last week, it could be all cranking fish or
Right.
jig or who knows? Who knows what the weather will be like?
Who really
What's your
knows?
favorite time to fish Lanier?
It's tough. I like August pretty good.
Now that's an interesting answer because most people.
Oh,
I like catching them deep. So
I like August. See, that's totally backwards of me. I like August. I fish shallow.
And he likes August because he fishes
Fish
deep.
is deep.
Okay,
I hate
so
August. I love the wintertime.
right, but explain your thinking with the August deep bite. I mean, now you
It's
don't
just
fish,
fun to
but
me.
you don't fish. You don't like jigs.
I'll throw a jig.
You will during that time. Okay. What
Yeah,
about,
That's got to be.
Somebody's flattering you.
That's got to be Tyler Burt.
how about the? Okay, here we go. Spot Choker will donate some baits.
No, below that.
All right.
No, but I'm just
Oh,
saying.
okay.
Spot Choker said
Oh.
he'll donate baits to the raffle or something like that. Yeah, definitely do that. That's if you guys, we do carry those now at Fish North Georgia, and I've heard great deal or a lot of great stuff.
See,
about
that's
that.
a good question.
What's that question? You go
Water
by-
temps determine what you'll start through it. Me, no.
No.
I don't let the water temperature dictate.
Okay, so what dictates it to you?
Whatever I can get them to bite the best.
So
I'll try a lot of different things.
right, but if
Yeah.
you're going to start up one day, let's say you go to we'll pick end of October. What are you going to look for first?
Probably fish on the bank, but I don't know.
What's your strengths as a fisherman? What is your best strength? Like, what is your go-to? I know I'm going to catch.
Yeah, you
fish
have
on
1 hour
X.
to catch
I mean,
one
you can always
fish.
catch them on a shaky head.
Okay.
But, I mean, you can't win on that, so. I don't know what I'll end up
Okay,
throwing.
that's interesting. Why can't you win on a shaky?
I
head?
just don't think you can catch 4-pounders. And it's going to take probably over 20 to win that one.
Okay. Now, is that something that you believe throughout the entire year?
Yeah.
Like, so shaky head numbers, but to go for size, you got to do something else.
Yes, sir. Throw something,
Moving bait.
some kind of swim bait or sabile.
Right. Do you ever go on Lanier and just concentrate on largemouth?
In the spring, I'll go catch them for fun off the bed. But other than that,
But you're a spot guy.
yes, sir. I'll
What's
catch
your,
them.
what's your personal best?
Personal best spot.
But
I caught one as like it was 640 something. That was when I was in 8th grade. I caught one 2 weeks ago though. That was big. I'm not sure how. I didn't have a scale or nothing, but it was giant.
Run down the list. You've caught probably 4 or 5 different kinds of bass.
yeah,
Yeah.
How about largemouth?
Largemouth, I don't know. I've caught one over 10. Didn't have
Okay.
a scale.
But you think you're in the 10%.
All right. Well, you said you like smallmouth, and I know you go up north a lot. What's your biggest
6.5.
smallmouth? 6.5.
That's a hell of a fish.
Stud of a smallmouth. 6.5
What is it
pounds.
about smallmouth? Now, so a lot of guys down here don't get to go up there and fish that. We watch the pros go up there and we see these tournaments where they're catching monster smallmouth. What is it about a smallmouth for somebody who's never caught one that you love?
Mean, ain't they?
They're mean. Whatever you want to catch them on that day, you just keep in your hand. You'll start catching them on it.
Do you compare them to a spot?
Yeah, very similar.
Very similar fish?
Now, honestly, they don't fight as hard as a spot. I don't think.
You don't think? Okay.
No,
There you go. I'm just looking at what part of the lake does Paul love to fish year round?
Year round, I'll fish from river forks to the dam. Just depends on. It just depends.
What's the most smallmouth bass you've caught today?
201.
Dang, dude.
God almighty.
201.
Yeah, we caught 200. I said we had to catch one more, so it was more believable.
Well,
It is more believable.
Oh,
we
hang
can't
on.
quit at 200. We got to catch one more.
200, I wouldn't have believed you. 201, I'm buying in that
It didn't
day.
take long either.
What was you catching? What were you catching 201 smallmouth on that day?
Don't say
We
it,
caught
Jack,
probably 50 to 60 that morning on topwater.
Okay.
Lost just as many.
Right?
And then Ned rig, cod tech,
What lake were you on?
jerkbait. This was at St. Clair.
St. Clair. That sounds like a St. Clair type of day, don't it? Have you used one of them things like the
No,
pros?
sir, I have. I've looked
Flogger.
through one, but I've never really used one.
Is it as good as they say it is?
It's definitely cool.
Is it?
It's cool. Sure.
Cool. Look,
that
he
is a
said-
different
He
look.
said it's cool.
Greedy. David Newcomb called you greedy for catching 201. So, let's ask you this question: what's the worst part of your arsenal? Like the worst technique that you did? What do you need to get better at? I mean, you're pretty good, but if
Grass
there's
fishing.
grass fishing,
Yeah.
okay, so going down like you fall and stuff like that.
Mhm.
What is it about grass fishing that
It
gives you a
just I
turn?
haven't done it as much
We'll
as
go
any
fishing.
other stuff.
We'll teach you some grass fishing.
Now this upcoming year, I know you mentioned you're going to fish the opens. When's the schedule coming out?
They said after the last open of last season, which was supposed to be in April, but it got scheduled to starts October 7th, I think.
So you'll know
After that tournament.
after that tournament where you're going to be fishing for the following year.
I heard that it's going to start on Chickamauga.
Okay.
Yeah, from what I heard.
Have you
now,
fished Chickamauga?
Yes, sir.
What do you like about that lake?
They're big.
That's what everybody says.
I love
But
Chickamauga.
it's so pressured. It's about like Lanier.
Yeah.
So
If you could do one,
worse than Lanier.
if you could do one thing to change Lanier for the better, be it limits, anything like that,
Close it during the week.
close it during the week.
I
well,
wouldn't ever get out there then.
well, okay, but I mean, like, do you believe in slot limit stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, I've never kept a bass.
Right,
ever.
right.
But
I hear a lot of people say this, and we've talked to a lot of people that
there's a lot of fish in that lake.
yeah, but a lot of people have said over the last few years that Lanier's more on a decline than it was.
That
17
won't
years
work,
ago.
Cole.
What was it? Put
He
smallmouth.
said put smallmouth. That won't work.
I don't think take the cruisers out. I agree with the
I
boats.
agree
Yeah.
with that.
Take the
Um,
cruisers out.
Cooper McDonald, he just came in. What you win on the BFL? Rephrase that question there,
No,
Cooper.
it won't.
And
Spots will bully them to death, and they won't survive.
I guess so, like that. So he said, yes, it will. But not serious. I mean, what have you noticed in the past, say, 5 years? Do you think the fishing is as good as ever? Are you seeing the sizes go down? You know, what about it?
There's a lot of 4-pounders in there. I don't think we'll see as many 5, 6s
And-
because so much pressure, so many tournaments. I mean, there's 3 tournaments every weekend,
Right.
even during August. And
I've
July.
seen from the time I first started running tournaments on Lanier till now, used to be you would see 5-pound spots come in just about every weekend. Now it's hardly ever you see a 5-pound spot.
there's
I
a
mean,
lot of 4s.
yeah, there's a lot of 4s,
There's a lot of force.
but you don't see many over 5.
So, if you think that's because of fishing pressure, And do you think it's because a lot of people don't take care of the fish?
Yeah, I think so.
What do you do on your? I mean, let's say you catch one. I mean, what are the things that you do?
I don't let it flop in the carpet. That's one thing that.
That is a pet peeve of
Yeah.
yours. Okay. What else? Is there anything you particularly
Ice
use?
and oxygen and G-juice.
You got an oxygen
Yes,
tank
sir.
and all that. I've heard a lot of people say that's the way to go, like that.
That's in the summer. I don't really worry about them too much.
Right in the wintertime,
in
like
the
that.
winter.
Spots are pretty tough, like that. Do you, say you get one from deep? Do you fizz or do you use the weights?
Actually, I use neither. I
Okay.
just put them in there, and they usually end up being fine.
Okay, well there you go. That's different. Cole, I don't know if he'll answer this, but the question was, what was Paul's go-to top water in the
He said
BFL?
it already.
Sabille.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said it
Yeah.
earlier.
Well,
Which
I
that's
mean,
not what I
that's
caught
kinda-
every fish on, but I mean,
yeah, but for the most part, he said earlier.
Well,
he said for the most part, he caught a lot of his fish on Sabille.
I know. Let's see, Trav, do you think the bass boat guys would ever adapt catch, photo, release in the warm water months like us kayak guys?
actually, Hammonds does a tournament. Just
Yeah.
fished one today.
Yeah, how'd you do today?
Well, one, but it wasn't.
I
There was only
won.
3 boats. There was only 3 boats.
Well, still though, what do you think about that though? You think that should be the norm?
Oh yeah, it's awesome. It's good for the fish. Like the year of 2020, whenever COVID started, and it was like all that tournament pretty much.
Right.
And I think it was good for the lake.
Do you think the reason that a lot of people don't, you think it's cost prohibitive though, or will this the technology become cheaper and simpler?
Yeah, cheaper and simpler. I think. I mean, the elites do it sometimes. They just do weigh them like MLF and then throw them back.
Yeah,
and it's their
when they
biggest
go to
5.
Fork. That's why they go back to Fork every single year the past couple of years.
Now he's not going to answer this, Butler, but I'll ask him this: who do you think is the best on Lanier besides yourself right now?
My dad or Mark Harden.
Oh, there you go. There you go. And what is it about them two?
I mean, they're good. They've been fishing a long time.
Mhm. They're
They've won,
good.
they've won a lot. They've had real big bags. So
Yeah, David knew. He nonchalantly said he won. It's just he's a confident dude, and he ought to be. He does win. He does fish very well. What is the worst mistake you think? And again, I know you're young, but you've been fishing pretty much your whole life. What is the worst mistake the average angler does with a bass on Lake Lanier, either in a tournament or just regular fishing?
puts them in the live well when they're fishing for fun.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it don't really matter in the winter or when it's cold out, but in the summer it ain't good for them.
It ain't good for them. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that believe the same way with that.
I can answer number 2 on that.
What's that?
When you fish in a tournament, not going to a dock to release your fish. Turning them loose at the ramp in shallow water.
And that does what?
If you're not careful, you'll knock the fish out. And seen it. People just go down there with the bag and pour them on the ramp. And
Or they get ran over.
yeah, or they get ran over.
Okay.
But
I've
in the
seen 'em
summertime
get run over.
especially, if me and Rob Jordan, we talked about this extensively. Whenever you release a fish, if you got one that is struggling, if you'll take that fish and torpedo that fish down,
Yeah.
that fish has a better chance of living if you instead of just turning it loose.
Gotcha.
So that's one of the main things, pet peeves. That's the reason we tell everybody in night tournaments to go out to the dock to release their fish.
Okay. What is deep to you? What do you
I've
consider?
caught them in 98 foot on an air.
But if you say I fished deep today,
Kind of depends on the time of the year. I mean,
right now,
45, 50 foot.
that's deep.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty deep.
So down in the timber,
Yes, sir.
kind of stuff like that. On fishing the timber? What is the best technique that you have for fishing? If you know the fish are down there relating to that timber,
That's a hard one. Yeah, that's a tough.
do you try to
question.
draw them up or you go down and get them?
I mean, get your bait right in front of their face. And if they're gonna bite it, they'll eat it.
That is true with the spot. If they're hungry, they're gonna get it.
They'll eat it.
Now, Brock Turner came on the show a few months ago, and he talked about going to a brush pile
Mm-hmm.
and making one cast, and if he didn't get a bite of it, leaving, or maybe 2 cast tops.
Yeah.
Now, when you pull up to a brush pile and you're going to fish that brush
Appreciate
pile, how do you attack it?
It's pretty much the same thing. I mean,
So you're a running gun.
if
running
they're gonna
gun.
bite, they're gonna bite. That's-
What do you think about, a lot of people say if you catch one and you pull the wolf pack with you to the boat, those fish are not going to bite. That pile's done.
Yeah, pretty much for at least. I mean, they'll set up in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But
Set
you
up
got to
5
give it
minutes later.
Okay. But you got Let's see.
I use the 20-minute rule.
You do the 20-minute rule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can leave and come back 20 minutes later, and sometimes they could be right back up there.
Let's do this. I mean, we got several different things to do, but let's do this right now.
Yeah, about an hour in. But
Yeah,
good time.
we're going to give away a free FX titanium rod of your choice. So if you're local, I hope you're local, and if not, we'll get with you somehow. Everybody for the past month and a half that has had an order on Fish North Georgia over $49.99 is entered into this drawing. And what's going to happen is, he's going to pull it out of the hat. First of all, I want to thank you very much for your patronage and for shopping local like that. And again, I encourage you to go to Oakwood as
My
well.
fingers hurt because of you guys.
I'm having to make Ryan work, and he don't like it, but that's a good thing. But again, to say this, I use this to say this. If you get a chance to support one of your local bait shops, whether it be Hammond's, whether it be Oakwood Bait and Tackle, Beaufort Dam Bait and Tackle, the Dugout, any of these local things, I encourage you, and of course Fish North Georgia, I encourage you to do that over the big box stores. I know that they have some of the great, Tackle Warehouse, they got everything. I understand that. But if you can support these local guys, what you miss is a lot of these local companies will in turn put that right back into the community.
Yeah.
We do a lot of community stuff like that. So you hear it all the time. I always love when Paul gets up. He is so serious. We talk about it all the time. You go to a tournament in North Georgia, and you hear the same companies over and over again that are supporting these tournaments and the charity events and the anglers and stuff like that. So definitely support your local bait and tackle shops.
Not only bait and tackle shops, your tackle companies.
Yeah, exactly.
Like True Grit, FX Rods, they're out of Lilburn.
Yeah.
Georgia Blade.
Georgia Blade, Lanier Baits, all of these, we all kind of help each other. And, so I thank you for doing it at Fish North Georgia, but I encourage you to go to all of these. There's a big old piece of the pie out there for everybody. So we try to work together like that. But right now, we're going to draw for the winner and shake it up really good. Turn that thing upside down, and I mean shake it all to pieces. And let's see who wins. Now again, this is how many variations of the titanium?
You put me on the spot. I think there's six.
So there's like 3 casting and 3 spinning things. So you get your choice. And so the winner,
Who's pulling?
Ryan's gonna pull. So the winner of the FX rod tonight is pick a good one. Pick me.
No more music. We'll get
No more music. You cannot. We'll get demonetized. So who wins?
Jason Sayers.
Jason
Lord.
Sayers. There
He
you
said he's
go.
going to win it.
So Jason Sayers,
Called the
you
shot.
win. He called the shot. So,
Zoom in, Paul.
now that's
You can read that.
you can read it. Okay, good. Hey, there you go. So Jason Sayers, you are the winner of the FX titanium rod. I will get with you on that. And David Newcomb, Tackle Warehouse and Bass Pro Shops are killing local shops. It's not their fault, but they do get most of the inventory, and that is true. That is true. They, I know, in dealing with some of the reps, they say that they got to go fill those first, and but it is what it is. So that's the world we live in.
Man,
But-
he called it.
And
I
I'll
think,
tell you a
on
little.
Facebook.
I'll tell you a little secret too. FX Rods will not be in Tackle Warehouse.
Yeah, well, that's good.
They're only local.
That's good. So stay local if you can, but we understand that. But again, here's something, a lot of these local shops can order something if they don't have it in stock. So always consider that right there. So, and we might as well go ahead and announce the name winner of the show while we're at it right now. What do you
Might as
think?
well.
So we wanted to name the show, and for reasons, for a lot of reasons, but to kind of help us expand this thing eventually. And so we put it out to our Fish North Georgia group page to name it, the members on there, and we had a lot of good suggestions. But this one right here we think just kind of rolls off the tongue. It kind of incorporates a little bit of what we're doing. And so the winner and the name of the show next week going forward is going to be called The Live Well. And Jacob Fleming, you win the Abu Garcia. Jacob Fleming, he wins the Abu Garcia Veritas PLX 76. And you can come up here and get it. We appreciate every one of you guys that are. What'd we do?
Everybody's saying volume.
Everybody's saying volume. I didn't see. Oh,
No, that's Fish North.
that's
Georgia.
just Fish North Georgia.
That's
That's him. That's us. Paul typed that.
Oh.
So Nathan Dunk, I knew it. Listen, the live well. It's something that just, I mean, it comes off, it rolls off the tongue well. That's kind of what we thought, and we are live, so had that, you know, and then everybody's got a live well. Just don't put fish in it in the summertime, right?
Now you
right.
need to paint this down here blue and make it look like a live
And
well.
we ain't gonna do that. So
Bunch of dummies in the live well.
it was again. So Jacob, hey, Jacob's on here. Congratulations. We appreciate every one of you guys taking part of that. But we're gonna go starting next week. The live well. You like that, Big Ryan? Is that good for
The
you?
live well.
The live well.
I like it.
And I'm going to do one more announcement, and then we're going to get back to Chris and Paul and talk fishing. I got an announcement, the Electric Elite Classic. We've had to keep this secret for a reason, being we had to work with the lake and make sure that it was possible. But September 17th and 18th, the Electric Elite Classic will be on Latham Reservoir. They're going to start allowing tournaments next year under certain circumstances and guidelines, and if I'm not mistaken, we will be the first tournament on that lake, and but it'll be a 2-day classic, so everybody will fish day 1. The top 10 will roll over to day 2, so that is going to be on Latham Reservoir, September 17th and 18th, 2022. What do you think about that?
I love it.
Why?
I'm excited.
Hmm?
I'm excited. I hope Latham's turned around.
Latham, yeah. Oh, and Chris Gayton definitely put. We're going to have a 2-week off limit before that, and we're also in discussions with the lake. And this isn't set in stone, but if it goes to what we're hoping, there's going to be some biologists there because Latham is doing a tagging program, and they're going to have 2 big tanks. And as we weigh our fish in, those fish will go into that tank. The biologists will be tagging it, and then they're going to be releasing them back into the lake. So not only are we going to finally get the fish on the mighty Latham again, tournament style, but we will be helping. You need to get into that.
You would like Latham too.
And plus, that's going to be about $6,500. That's what we paid this year for our classic winner. That's right up in your, your tax bracket. So, well, that's in your tax bracket. So that's what we're going to work with. And one of the things that is really going to be important with the elites next year is working on fish care and getting in with these lakes. And again, I know some people have different ideas, but if you really want to find out what a true state champion is, run the electric elites for the entire season on the electric side. You got to beat the best of the best 7 times. Not one day, 7 times. And so to me, that right there is a true state champion. And Blake Yarder and Charlie Dick, they won the team of the year last year. They got a couple of Elkos out of it and stuff like that. It is, but we want to take the elites to a top-notch trail that we don't just show up and fish the lakes. But we're going to try to take care of these lakes and give back to the lakes like that. So anyway, that's our big announcement for you elite guys. Hey, listen, that's a big thing because everybody loved Latham, and then it got really hurt by not only tournaments. Oh yeah, the Phillies suck. Good. I can't stand. No, I ain't gonna say that. I could cuss the Phillies all day long. All right, so let's get back to the fish talk. Paul.
Yeah.
Would Paul? Not you.
Not you. You're the least important person here today.
No, he's not.
Just kidding.
No, he's
I
not.
love
Don't
you.
hurt his feelings. He won't come back and do the show next week. He's leaving right now. Look at that.
Bye, Paul.
Take that
Disconnect.
camera off. Ryan, his camera is off. He is on probation right now. Ryan is on probation. Oh my Lord! It's like that's like when Acuna got pulled out of the game for not hustling that one time.
Does
You
anybody-
can't piss the boss off.
Anybody want a drink?
No, I'm good. I'm good. You want something to drink?
No, sir. I'm good.
Coke, Mountain Dew. I mean, it's all good stuff.
We're throwing balls.
Would Paul rather fish a hump or a point?
Depends on time of the year.
Okay, right now.
Both.
They're
I mean,
gonna
they're the fish are spread out right now. They're about everywhere.
They are. And so we talked a couple episodes ago about the fall transition. What is the hardest thing in the fall for you? And I know things
Catch
come to
big
you.
ones.
Well,
Catch-
things come to you naturally, and I understand that. But there's still, I mean, you still got to get on the water, and you got to figure some things
I
out.
agree with his statement on that.
What's that?
Finding the bigger ones. They
hard.
just scatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll catch piss out 2-pounders and stuff,
Yeah.
but it's like, damn, where's the 3-4-pounders at?
Let's just say there's a guy watching today. He's going to go fish Lanier tomorrow, and he wants a 4-pound spot. What would Paul Marks Jr. do to go catch a 4-pound spot tomorrow?
I don't know.
Without giving up your secret best number one, give me option 2.
I mean, throw in a school of fish that's coming up, and hopefully the big ones eat it.
Yeah.
How often does that happen to you?
Pretty often. Pretty often.
And what do you, I mean, you throwing a top water in there, you throwing that Seville in
The
there, or so you have that on your deck at all times?
All times, I have it reeled up at the end of my rod so I can grab it and sling it.
So you see them blown up, that Seville's going into
Yes,
that
sir.
school of fish.
Yes, sir.
125.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there you go. So if you want to catch a big one on the inner school, the young man says throw a Seville in there. Do you fit? Okay, let's see. How many days are you on the lake?
It depends. I went Monday and then I went today.
But you're on every week pretty much at some
Yeah.
point.
Yes, sir.
And that's kind of, and now you're in school
Mm-hmm.
like that, so I'm sure mom wants you to do your studies and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Do you ever butt heads a little bit? You want to go fishing, or is there a rule in your house? No, this comes
Listen,
first.
this guy says yes, sir. I don't think he
Fishing.
backtalks his mom.
I know he don't, but I like to get. There may be a young kid on here watching that might need to learn some manners and all that. How's it dealt with in your house?
I mean, school comes first, but unfortunately, I do most of my class online.
Okay, so it works out.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you studying to do?
Business right now.
Business? You gonna take over Oakwood and run it?
No.
No,
Maybe one
maybe.
day.
That's pretty awesome. Do you fish a fluke? And if so, do you nose hook it, treble it, or Texas rig it?
Depends on the conditions. I'll nose rig it if it's real calm out. Gotta throw a natural color fluke, just
Okay.
'cause more natural looking.
What
and then I like
size?
a Texas rig. I like big hooks.
You like the big hooks? I was getting ready to say, if you nose hook it, what size hook are you using?
1 or 2 wide gap, finesse
Okay.
wide gap.
And do you feel that there's a disadvantage using a smaller hook with that, or do you
No,
pretty good
it's not.
success rate?
Yeah, it's very good.
What do you throw your fluke on? What size? Well, tell me about your setup. I know you're using RXs and
Like
Shimano's,
a
but
7-1 medium heavy. If I'm throwing on a bait caster and spinning rod, I'll throw it on whatever.
okay, what size line?
12 pound.
12 pound. Is that pretty common? 12, 15 for you and most all your stuff?
Yes, sir.
You ever use some of the bigger lines? Like a lot of, I hear people come in and talk about throwing 20-pound testals.
Sometimes I'll throw 20, but like I throw the OG on 20. I need to throw it on 25. I actually broke a couple of them off.
I got you. What size fluke?
Just
Just a regular fluke?
regular zoom fluke. Can't beat a zoom one. It's
Okay,
the
so
best.
you like zoom. Zoom's the best right there. I think bigger spots are normally deeper. Most folks fish, where'd that go? Fish real shallow and get smaller spots, especially with the pressure. What do you think about that comment?
I think they're everywhere. You can catch a big one anywhere on that lake.
You a rock crawler guy?
Rock crawler, yeah.
What color you like throwing in the rock
Mud bug.
crawler? Huh?
Mud
Mud
bug.
bug. Now do you
With
change
Phantom green. I like Phantom green when it's real.
Phantom green and mud bug?
Yeah.
Like in the wintertime, which one? What's your both of those colors, or do you
Depends
change?
on the conditions.
Do you throw a
If
rock
it's
crawler?
calm, I'll throw the Phantom green.
You throw it year round? Mostly in the wintertime?
Yeah, it's fall and winter.
Fall when you busting the rocks with
Yes,
them, or okay, got it like that. So that's pretty interesting. What's your least favorite lake to fish? That's not a
Allatoona.
question. Allatoona, and why? I got some Allatoona guys that watch
It's just
every
that
week.
ain't-
So,
I think it'll be good one day, hopefully.
and what do you think it needs to happen over there?
It's got herring in there now. Hopefully something will happen. They'll get bigger.
If I said, do any guides at Lanier take people out on their own tritoon?
LJ might.
I guess, Dave, you're talking about your own boat. I don't know that answer to that question, but we have some guides that are watching tonight. They might do it. Dane Hunter right there, Mr. ABA. That's actually Dolly. He sung the Dolly Parton part. Remember that song I told you them two big guys were singing? When I threatened to make you sing tonight, we were talking upstairs. That's Big Dane right there. He had to sing it.
Okay.
But he's an Allatoona guy. But how often have you fished Allatoona?
Like 4 or 5 times.
Okay, you
There's
just
2-3 tournaments on it.
yeah. How'd you do in those tournaments?
I never got top 3.
What is it about Allatoona that you don't like? Is it just
They're tiny.
they're tiny
I mean,
fish?
there's big ones in there, but they're far and few between.
Right there, Dave. We will see. We'll see if we can find you a guide on there. If any of you guys that do some guiding want to take somebody out on that customer's own boat, feel free to answer in the comments or message Dane directly right there. Sweet bait. Do you like it? Do you ever choose it over the Seville?
It's good whenever the water's a little cooler. It's a little slower wiggle, and as quick as a Seville. Right now, they want something shooting past them. And you can speed up that sweet bait, but they like that Seville more right now.
Okay, so there you go, like that. The spots are getting bigger in tuna. That's what they keep telling us. So, I know a lot of. Okay, so right there, Dave, if you look right there, lipstick or fishing, right there. Actually, you know, we'll try to get you guys, two guys hooked up. He fishes Lanier right there, so maybe we can get you Dave out there, and Kevin can help set you up and get you to where you feel more comfortable fishing on there. You ever thought about guiding?
Yeah.
You-
I've taken a few people that I know.
Yeah.
I've taken a few people, but I don't take just anyone. It's kind of like if I know them or they're a friend of a friend.
Right.
Take 'em out
Stuff
there,
like that. I got like a million questions I want to ask you. So,
Pick one.
I know I'm trying. Listen, I still got COVID brain, man. Seriously.
Lord, here we go.
It will. I can't smell and I can't daggum think half the time.
Good thing you had
Chris
COVID
Gayton
nose.
wants to know, floating, slow sink, or fast sink Seville?
The fast sink or the sinking, either of them.
And why?
That floating one don't work too good, especially if there's any chop on the water. It'll want to just swim in on its side.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense. If somebody were wanting to learn, again, say, how would you fish a slow sink different from a fast sink? And what conditions would
You can burn the slow sink one easier on top of the water, slower.
right?
It'll be a slower wake or whatever you want to call it.
And do you prefer one over the other?
No, it just.
You let the conditions dictate you.
Yeah.
Scott Barnes, every boat this Saturday will have 2 rods with a Seville, and that's good because last
always
week
do anyway.
Yeah, they do. A couple weeks ago, every one of them had the OG on, like that. So, how about this? You don't fish. You fished a few of these electric only lakes.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I fished Latham. I think that's about it.
Okay, so Latham fishes a lot like Lanier.
Mhm.
Would you use the same techniques on Latham for those guys that fish just electric only?
Yeah, you could.
And just you throw the Seville. I think Chris throws that Seville a lot on Latham and stuff like that. So,
Oh yeah, especially if they're schooling.
where did Ryan go? What, are you working? Yeah. Look at that. I done
He-
run him off. He done got his feelings hurt.
He ain't got his feelings
He done got
hurt
his
till he
feelings hurt and he's off working. You ain't got no questions for the young man over there?
I'm listening.
Are you making up that?
Making the jig.
You're making the special jig right there. Real quick, let's do this so that we got a good audience, and then we'll finish up with Paul. Let's talk about the benefit tournament that you're going to throw for Nathan Hurd. Tell everybody real quick about what happened to Nathan,
All right.
and let's talk about this. And what Jeremiah, we will get right back to you with that question as soon as we deal with this.
All right, back before hunting season, Nathan was getting food plots ready and getting everything ready, and climbed up in his deer stand and fell out and broke his back. Luckily, Chase Avery was with him and went and got help, and he's been in the hospital ever since. He's still in Gainesville
Medical. Right.
rehab
Yeah, okay.
rehab center now. He's had 2 rods and 14 pins put in his back. This young man's in for a long recovery.
Right.
There's a lot of things going on. There is a benefit this weekend. That's a car show down in Dawsonville.
Lucas
for him.
Cross Bridge Church.
Yeah, I think so. So if you're interested in going there, you can go there. But we are doing a benefit tournament for him November 26th. This was Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to thank Scott Barnes. Scott Barnes had a permit that he, when COVID hit and got canceled, that he gave to us. It's an 80 boat tournament. That's a big announcement there. Everybody's been asking. We got the permit in. It is an 80 boat tournament
At a Little Hall.
out of Little Hall.
Okay.
It's going to be $100 a boat, 50% payback.
Okay.
All right. Like I say, he's got 2 kids that what we're hoping is we raise enough money and more to cover these kids' Christmas.
Okay. Okay. So we'll help out on that for sure.
Yeah. And, I want to, extend everybody out there. If you can donate, if you can't fish, if you want to donate, help us out, help this guy out.
We'll set up something on the Fish North Georgia group page to where we can accept donations, and that way we can help. Kind of like we did
For the Marshall family.
the Marshall family,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So, listen, the biggest thing about the fishing community is we come together in situations like that with people in the community that need help.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I know the anglers are among the most giving people out there, so we're going to collect money. If you can fish this tournament, I highly recommend you fish the tournament. We're going to do anything like a raffle or anything like that?
There-
Or sponsors or anything like that?
We are not going to do a raffle for this
Okay.
one. The reason being is it's just so hard to get everything together with a raffle,
Uh-huh.
and I've got so much going on with the Kings of the Lanier, and
Well, I'll be glad to help out in anything
Yeah.
if you decide you want to
Yeah.
run one.
but now we will ask if anybody wants to donate anything, because a lot of the anglers will give their winnings back on this.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So David Newcomb said, why do 50%? Can't people just fish a tournament and not expect a paycheck? 100% proceeds would be so nice to do for the holidays. And so lots of times in these tournaments, the people that get the checks turn right around and give it right back to it. And we encourage that for sure if you want to do that. But
And-
you know,
The thing with that too, you have to give them the option if they want to do that or not. I mean,
you got to get them in the tournament.
Yeah.
So it's like
yeah,
that.
you
But,
got to give them the option.
um,
And most of the time in a good benefit tournament, people's going to give back.
that's
anyway.
what most of them do.
Yeah.
Most of them do that.
Um,
So when is that again?
November the 26th, Black Friday.
Okay.
It's the day after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we're gonna help push that on the Fish North Georgia group page, and like I said, and we may try to do for the electric only guys, we may do a tournament too, and give the money to that. We'll try to do whatever we can. A lot do donate back, and that's the good thing about the angling community. And it's think about it. I always tell people, picture you in the same situation. Those of you that got kids or something, you can't work, you lose your income. Let me tell you about hospital bills. They add up.
Yeah.
They add up. This is just, and I'm not saying this but I want to give you an idea. When my wife, everybody knows a few weeks back, daughter and my wife were in the hospital with COVID. My wife's hospital bill was $103,000, and my daughter's, I think, was a little bit more. They were both over $100,000, and they were only in the hospital for four days, I think, 4 days, maybe 5 tops. So just think about what he's got to go through and the financial burden that's going to happen, with an extended stay.
Not only that, they're having he's going to be coming home here in a few days. He's got to come home in a wheelchair. He's got somebody having to come over and rebuild his shower, get it where he can get around,
Lot
things like
going
that.
on.
And I know what it's like to go from being okay one day and thinking you're on top of the world working to the next day you're laying in a hospital bed and not being able to work no more. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's
tough.
hard. It's not only hard financially, it's hard mentally.
Right.
So we need this help, to help him in more ways than just financially.
Yeah.
And
so if you got a talent or something where you can help out with stuff like that, give your time too. Your time's valuable.
I asked today about wheelchair ramps and all that, and I think he lives in a basement, so he's got
that. He's got to have access.
Yeah.
What we're going to do, and I haven't even told Chris, this is a spur of the moment on my mind. We're going to set it up. We'll also take just household donations and anything that we can do. We'll figure it out. We'll take your money and give it to them.
old-fashioned pounding is what it's called.
Old-fashioned pounding. So this is going to be for the rest of the year through. We'll try to go till, let's see, what is it? You said November what? 26th?
November 26th, day after Thanksgiving.
So we'll start tomorrow and go through the end of November, and let's see how much money we can raise for this family. And and if you listen, and not everybody's got money to give. If you got talent and time to give, let's do that. And if nothing else, prayers. I believe in that more than anything. So make sure you keep this family in your prayers and stuff like that. But let's try to help them out, as best we can. So, are you good with those Cheetos? Are you good? They're having their own little show off camera
Sponsored
here.
by Cheetos.
Sponsored by Cheetos, like that.
We'll probably
Can we
get
just
$5.
pay an entry fee kind of donation or anything like that? Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to set that up, and we will have that, and we will advertise that on the Fish North Georgia group page, and we will try to make this holiday. We can't take away all the pain and all that, but we can make it. We can ease it up a little bit,
Make it easier. I mean,
and maybe we can get some of the other stores in the area to kind of help us out.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something, have people bring a gift for the kids, but that's going to be so hard to specify because his kids are 2 and just about to turn 1. So.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. I know you don't want to do a raffle, but we'll do a raffle at a store upstairs. I got a Revo Rocket 10-1. We'll go $10 an entry, a ticket.
There you go.
Okay, so we're gonna do that tomorrow. I got a Revo rocket up there. We're gonna take entries into that. You can buy as
And-
many as you want, and
and
I'll make sure every dime gets to Nathan. We'll do that October and November, and we'll draw the day.
And
That how about that?
And I will personally bring an FX rod here, not one off your shelf, one from me.
Okay,
And we will do a $10 drawing on FX rod too.
yeah, we'll do that. And if you got anything else you want to do, let's do that. So we will get that set up. I mean, I know you and I didn't talk about that planet, but
No.
that's a reel that everybody that touches up in my store loves.
Yeah.
It's a $300 reel.
Well,
So
and,
let's do that.
you know, everybody knows
What do you think about that?
I love
cool.
doing I
We'll
love
do
doing benefit tournaments because I promised I'd pay it forward. And
We all should.
yeah.
We all should.
And you know, so anybody that if you're lucky enough to get up, put your clothes on, and go to work in the morning or at night or whenever, if you're lucky enough to pull up and eat at your table at night, you're pretty blessed because there's a lot of people that can't do that.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. So let's do that. I got 100 on it. There you go, Pork. I knew you'd come through. You always do. So
Always do.
October and November, we're going to raise money for the Herd family, and we'll do that. I'll get more details out on the page, and we'll promote the daylights out of this. So
And
Take somebody largemouth fishing.
okay, and Ryan will donate a fishing trip. We'll do that. We can set it up. You know what? Let's set a goal.
All right.
So what's your goal? What do you want to raise? Let's raise $10,000.
Set a goal $10,000.
All right. So
If
there
we
you
raise
go.
$10,000, Paul will cut his mullet.
Now, how about this? How about this? How about this? If we, how about this? In addition to everything we do, if we raise $10,000, you'll take somebody out fishing for the
Oh,
day.
yeah. Sounds good.
Okay, so there
Sounds
you go.
good.
So hey,
Worked perfect.
let's do that. Details will be out tomorrow. We'll fine tune and add stuff. But listen, just like Chris said, if you get up, first of all, you're blessed. You know, every breath you got's from the Lord anyway. So just thank for your grace that you got, and let's help out that. So this month and October, November, we're going to raise $10,000 for the Herd family.
Yep.
And
also,
that's in addition to this tournament. I ain't talking
Yes.
about with your tournament. We're going to
Okay.
raise $10,000 outside of your tournament,
Outside
and that'll
the
be
tournament.
plus. What do you think about that?
that's awesome.
We're going to do it.
We'll get
And also-
trips.
Yeah, we're just gonna have a hell of a raffle. See, we got $300 on it already.
All right.
So we'll do
Also-
that. You guys get with me tomorrow, or like I said, I'll get out stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Also, a lot of people's already been calling asking about this tournament, asking about how many boats was going to have. You can also contact Tyler Bird or Chase Avery. Like I say, Chase was with him. Chase is the one that called me about the tournament, and I know Nathan, but not as well as most people.
yeah, that's
He's
right,
fished what
David.
it's
All you
like.
high rollers out there, I know there's a lot of cash watching tonight. I know some of you guys got it, and we'll figure that out. But that's the goal, okay? And we'll count it down. And if we get $11,000, we shave your mullet.
Nah, I can't do it.
Ah, listen at you. I'll do a show naked for $11,000. Huh?
I wouldn't watch
He
it.
is donated a trip.
Yeah.
How about that? Anyway, okay, so let's get back to the fishing talk. I'll get all that information out. I love when we just decide, hell, let's do it, and we're going to do it. So let's talk. Okay, Paul, we had some questions up a little bit. Let's go back up, scroll back up, and we'll start working
I
on it.
want this one right here.
Okay, Paul Marks, in your opinion, who do you think is the grumpest fisherman on Lanier?
Scott
I
Barnes?
got an idea though.
No, thank you, Scott.
Huh?
I mean, everyone can be grumpy at some point.
Thank you, Scott.
Everyone can
Who's
get
most
mad.
consistent?
Who's the most consistently grumpy fisherman on Lanier?
Who's
It's got to be LJ.
who's consistently grumpy?
Now,
I don't know. All,
just don't
all,
wanna hurt
all
nobody's
fishermen. All
feelings.
fishermen are usually good
you are
guys.
such a well-mannered young man. He don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. We got,
Stir the pot.
he wants to survive.
You don't
Listen,
want
so
to stir the pot.
you got to stir that pot.
No need.
We got you back. So keep on going up. There was a couple of good ones up there.
Why
We'll
ain't doing
do
that
this
on?
right here. What is your preferred weather conditions that really fire up the wolf packs?
Windy.
Windy. The wind is your friend.
A lot of people say that like
Yeah.
that. So absolutely. There was one up above David's. I want to get to that. I want to make sure I get everybody's questions. And if I don't, put your questions back in because we had a lot of comments come in, and it's kind of hard for Paul to scroll back sometimes. Oh yeah, there you go. Jeremiah was the one we're going to start with. What size is the bill?
The 125 or the 145.
And that's a 6-inch? The
Yes, sir.
125? Okay, so there you go. So I got that. I'll pay you $11K just to keep your clothes on. Hey, listen, if you got the check, do it. Let's go. I'll start taking them off right now. I might lose all my audience.
I want to take time and point out Scott Barnes here. Scott made that great post there. And Scott has always stepped up and helped out any way he could. So I appreciate it, Scott. But, a lot of times we couldn't have done it without Scott.
We're going to do what it takes. Hey, that's community. Mm-hmm. That's what we do. And I can't go to church on Sunday mornings and then not do this. Mm-hmm. I just can't. It's got to do it. So we're gonna make that part. We're gonna make it happen, Scott. So we need everybody's help to do that. So let's get to what do you want to talk about? What do you want? Let me ask you this. I never asked a guest. What do you want to talk about?
Nothing. Talked about all of it so far.
I mean, seriously. I mean, we can talk about anything. It's our show.
Something other than that.
Talk about that Phoenix boat.
Oh, I love my Phoenix.
Describe your Phoenix boat. What is it about a Phoenix?
There ain't no other boat that can run as fast and ride as comfortable. I mean, run 70 mile an hour down the lake, just let off a little bit and go through waves, and it's like nothing.
Now, how long did it take before your daddy let you drive the boat?
He used to put me in when I was in 6th grade. He'd back me in his brand new Ranger and let me go fishing. Bald Ridge.
Really? Now, how'd that make you feel?
Good.
I bet so. That's something when fathers give a little trust to that. So we cover. Okay, so we kind of. I mean, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I told you I wasn't gonna put you on the spot. What is? And you don't have to. Well, I guess you're gonna have to answer it, or you don't have to answer it. We're gonna see if we can get something out of you. What do you most consistently beat people with? Whether it be technique, bait. What is? I'm going to whip them with this. I can do it anytime I want.
I can answer that question without him having to say anything.
What is it?
It's between ears.
Between the ears.
Yep.
All right, you catch him on something different every day out there.
So what is it about what's going on between his ears that's better than between my ears?
How you thinking? Positive attitude.
Is that it?
I mean, I'm pretty positive.
Okay, so let's say you go to a new body of water you've never fished with. How's your brain work?
Think about time of year, obviously. What the weather conditions for that time of year, and how warm the water is. If it's sunny that day, if the wind's blowing.
Do you find though that a lot of techniques transfer to a lot of different lakes?
Oh yeah, they do.
But then you get on a tough one like Eufaula.
Yeah, Eufaula is just
it's different.
Too much pressure.
The lake has too much pressure. I guess like that. Chris wants to know favorite, freshwater or saltwater?
Oh, freshwater for sure. I like fishing in the ocean, but I love spotted bass.
Yeah.
I love bass in general, but spotted bass.
Okay, let me ask you this. Which would you rather catch? An 8-pound spot or a 17-pound largemouth?
Probably 8 pound. 8.5 pound spot.
8.5 pound spot.
Actually.
What's the lake record?
8.05, I think.
No, that's Burton.
What is it then? There's 8?
It's 7 something, ain't it?
Oh, I think there's been an 8-pounder caught on the
8.
What's Lanier record, Buddha? Buddha will tell you.
This Saturday, at what point during the tournament did things click for you?
About 10 o'clock.
Saturday. Yeah, that's why. If you earlier in the show, he said, it was slow that morning.
Yep, I just had to not spin out before 10 o'clock, and I'd be good.
But you knew going in there, though. You said you knew going in it was going to be slow. What makes fishing on Lanier right now in the mornings tough?
The lake's turning over, and I'm not sure, really. They ain't biting in the mornings.
They're not biting in the mornings?
No.
What were you trying? How about this? What were you doing early that was not working?
Everything you can.
Everything. Just the fish weren't eating.
Hey, I heard everybody.
I tried about all of it.
I heard everybody say that. Most everybody I know, I talked to, didn't catch fish till after 10 o'clock.
Oh, of course, Ryan did have no issues.
Now, I'm gonna put Paul on the spot. In Sunday, I heard you make the comment that you made sure to help your co-angler.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because that's a good thing. What did you do for your co-angler that a lot of guys don't do? Because I have heard some absolute horror stories.
We only had 3 fish. It was about 2 o'clock, I guess, and I wanted them to have a limit, so I took him to a spot and I let him throw first. I knew there was a bunch of fish there. I caught a bunch there that weekend already. And about his 3rd cast over the pile, one come up and ate it, and then I'd stop at 7 more places for him to fish, and we couldn't get a limit, but he still ended up winning. So yeah, he caught a big one that morning, about a 4-pounder.
Okay, so basically you allowing your co-angler the opportunities helped him win
Mm-hmm.
that thing. So you won the tournament and your co-angler won
Yes, sir.
on the co-angler side.
After the first day, they pair the first boater with the first co-angler.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his co-angler on day one was with Phil Johnson.
Phil's a good guy.
Yeah, and
So for him to be in contention, he had to have a fairly decent day too. I mean,
He
day
had-
one
14 pounds on day one.
as a co-angler.
Co-angler, yeah.
And I say this, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I know a fellow that fished in another man's boat in a tournament that just recently happened, and he just basically was saying that the whole day he didn't get a chance at anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot.
Well, that's the reason I wanted to bring that up. Guys that fish the FLW and BFLs and stuff, pay attention to that. That's sportsmanship. You don't always have to go out there and whack them, and just be good to your co-angler.
What do you think? Let's see. I fished with your co-angler's son on Oconee this year. There you go. So, see, that is a good guy helping the other guy out like that. And it is. And again, I will say this, without blowing too much smoke up the young man's butt. Chris told me, he goes, he is a very humble and helpful young man, one of the best that you'll have the opportunity to meet. So, I mean, if you're doing stuff like that, what have you fished as a co-angler, I'm sure, before?
Yes, sir, I have.
And what was your worst experience? You got to drop a name. You
I've
have to
only
drop
fished-
names.
I fished the FLW tour when it came in. I think it was in 2017 or 2018.
Right?
I had good boaters, but I just couldn't catch enough fish. Honestly,
Have you ever had, though?
I don't think we were on enough fish. But.
Right. Well, let me ask you this. You knew it was on Lanier,
Mm-hmm.
and you knew the lake, you think, better than your boater?
Oh yeah.
So how does that make you feel when you know, I know where to go, but my boater will not listen to me?
They aren't allowed to listen to you, but I mean, it sucks. You just gotta fish as hard as you can.
So, but I mean, in your mind, you're saying like, dude, come
That
on.
was FLW. That
Mhm.
was different
But-
than BFL.
Well, still, but I mean, in your
Yeah.
mind, you gotta be like, dude, come on, you're
Yeah,
not
I
doing this
mean-
right. That's gotta be frustrating.
Oh, it is. It is.
And so you just have to suck it up.
You just gotta suck it up and, I mean, play with the cards you're dealt. So.
So at what point now? So if
I have a question about
okay, so
that
here we
makes
go.
me
Paul's
really-
jumping in here. So yeah,
Hello. I have a question about that. Like, you're on the boat, FLW, all day. You're not allowed to tell the guy anything, but certainly you don't just sit there in silence. Like,
I mean, you can talk about.
it's just
just
like you
talk
just
about
talk about
whatever. You
anything,
can't tell 'em to
anything
go to-
besides fishing.
You can tell
Like-
them. You can't tell them to go to any certain spot. I mean, it's
really,
like,
that's
oh,
a rule in FLW.
I mean, maybe you can't take the guy to a marker, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you're
Did
if
you
you're
ever
doing
say, you know,
something and
man,
you're
you know-
and you're striking
like,
out bad,
oh, so
yeah,
top
there's
water's
nothing to
really
stop
hot
you.
now.
Yeah, there's nothing to
I
stop
mean,
you
you can
from
like
going,
share tackle
you know.
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you can't tell them where to go or.
Take that rod and just throw it. And point.
Okay, so
Point.
So
Yeah,
let me
right.
ask you this:
I think they might be over.
do you think now? Again, we're going to assume you're a honorable young man, and you did not do that, and you said you didn't, and we're going to believe you 100%. But do you think there are co-anglers out there that break that rule?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I find that
there's
interesting.
gotta
That you,
be.
I find that interesting that you cannot tell
You're
the
not
boater,
supposed to.
like, dude, you suck. We need to go fish this point over here.
Well, I mean, you're not going to get.
You're not gonna say
You're not
that
going to get
language.
far telling him that, but
Yeah.
I know, but I mean,
it's you got two of you in the boat, and if he finds out you're a local guy, like, it's just hard to believe that there wouldn't be a flow of information there.
But
Yeah.
if you know that your co-angler this is his home lake. Now let me ask you this: do you think it was because of your age that I mean, do you think that you ever?
I didn't try to
Like you
suggest
didn't
Yeah,
try.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
but do you think though when you show up to a now your reputation's out a little bit, but when you were first getting into it, do you think people would look at your age and say, "Well, it's just a young kid.
Yeah,
You don't know what he's talking
yeah.
about." See that, and the kid knows more. It would suck knowing that there's some. Just jump in here, Eric. If Ryan's gonna be able to jump in here, you can jump in here.
There's a good question
Which-
right there.
Do
From
you spend
whoever.
a lot of time right there? That do you still spend a lot of time idling?
Yeah.
Yeah, idling and graphing, or you pretty much got Lanier down, pat brush pile wise.
when you put your own stuff in, you ain't got to worry about finding it.
There you go. Good.
Okay, we're not gonna make it into a brush pile war episode. I
That's
promise.
the way it is. But
It is the way it is. So I'm gonna ask this question one time and one time only. and then we're not going to deal with brush piles anymore. I'm going to ask it. I'm going to ask it. No, you're not leaving. You can't leave. Do you have a problem knowing your brush piles get fished if somebody finds them?
No, but don't like the aspect of putting it on Facebook or any of that stuff. I mean, it ain't a big deal, but
Okay, that's all I need to know. That's
put it on Facebook all week and then saying blah 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 blah. But
Right. Yeah.
Especially if you put it in, go ahead, put it everywhere. See how it feels, but see how it feels.
Well, okay. Well, and I know what he's referring to and stuff like that. So, but that's pretty good. Years ago, when Bass still had co-anglers, one of the guys that won on Kentucky Lake got the winning spot from his first day co-angler after the rules changed. After that, the rules changed, I guess, or something like that. Eric has jumped in here in place of Ryan, who's
Shrek.
building the special bait. So, as a young angler who likes to fish tournaments and all, surely you've got something that you would like to know from this young man.
You go. Man, how do you keep doing it all day? Because, I mean, once it starts getting tough, I mean,
How do you stay consistent mentally and stuff like that?
They usually bite later in the day, so you just got to keep that in your
Yeah.
mind and think, well, it can only get better.
It can only
Yeah.
get better. How many times have you won a tournament in the last 30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Or the last 5 minutes?
None.
Oh, so you've never had, like, I got to have one more fish, you catch that fish.
Oh.
How often does that happen? If we're
I've
talking about
lost
staying,
them. I've lost them in the last 5 minutes. But
how's
I
that?
think one of the night tournaments you said you caught a fish right there at the last stop. Didn't you? Yeah.
So how did you lose them?
they just come off the boat.
yeah,
Yeah,
some-
break them off.
What a lot of people think, and I've learned this in asking people questions, is a lot of people, sometimes there's just as much knowledge to be gained by what you did wrong
For sure.
as what you do as what you did. What was the toughest thing for you to learn as you got started in tournaments?
Not spin out. Rule number 1.
Not spin out,
Yep.
and that's mentally you're talking
Yes,
about.
sir.
Okay, like that. Always good to see Eric on the show. He's getting to be a regular up here, So, and again, I always will open this up to everybody. If you want to come up here on Thursday night and just sit back here and watch us do this live, you are always welcome to do so. And you never know when you're going to get thrown up on the show. We will always throw you up there if we can.
it worked
So
for me.
it worked for Paul, and now Paul's doing the show. Yeah, that's how it happened, ain't it? Hey, see, we've been doing this a long time. So, let's talk about expectations for you. You say you're going with a positive attitude and all that, but honestly, are you it's a win or it's a failure?
No. I mean, yeah, a win's a win, but I mean, if you fail, it's just part of it.
Right. I mean, how do you fight off the discouragement? Because you know that in every tournament that you fish, you're one of the favorites.
I mean,
it
it's
is.
just-
I mean, it is
Can't
what it
catch
is.
them every time. It'd be nice to, but you can't.
It would be.
Especially nowadays, a lot of people can catch them on Lanier.
Ready for another crappie show. We'll set that up for you right there. So, a fishing version of Rick and Bubba. I'm coming up next Thursday. Hey, seriously, you're always welcome to come up here. We got chairs, and if Ryan gets busy, we'll put you to work. We'll do something that. In the elites, you marshal the co-angler. Don't fish. I guess that's what he's saying. A co-angler should not fish for the same fish that the boater is fishing. He moves over there for plenty of is fishing for plenty of the fish in the lake or something like that. So I guess what he's saying is, do you think the boater has preference? The boater always gets the preference, and the co-angler just gets what he gets,
Exactly right.
and that's it. But you changed that around a little bit. You had your fish.
Yeah, I had
And
my
you
fish.
flipped
I
that
was pretty
script a little bit.
confident. I lost a giant one too Sunday. I lost eating one over 5 pounds. I mean, I seen him at the boat eat my bait, run back, and I couldn't stop him, and he just come off. It was either I break him off or he gets me in the trash. So
How many times you get broke off?
not very often after I hook them. Like fight them and they break me off. That never happens.
Do
but
you set
set
your,
the hook. Sometimes I break them off.
Are you a light drag guy or a heavy drag guy?
Light.
Very light.
hmm
And so is that one of the secrets or the mistakes that a lot of guys make?
I think so. I mean, as long as you keep tension on that thing, it shouldn't come off.
Okay.
See, The reason I stopped fishing the BFLs as co-angler, Lanier, the last 2 times I fished Lanier, I just got people that wasn't from here, and it was a nightmare both times. A nightmare.
Well, it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it happens on every lake like that.
Yeah.
So you can feel free to follow up with any questions. I mean, I know you got them. I see it in your eyes. Ask him another one.
I mean, I don't have anything right now.
Huh? I tell you what.
Are you a compulsive retire?
Depends on what I'm throwing. If I'm throwing something on the bottom.
All right, here's a text message question. What is it?
Text message question.
All right.
What pound test line do you prefer to use in regards to general applications on Lanier?
Okay, so the question is, what pound test line do you prefer to use in general situations on Lake Lanier?
The jerkbait on 10, everything else 12 to 15.
What's your favorite jerk bait?
Mega bass.
Favorite color?
It just depends on the conditions. I'll throw any of them.
I tried.
If
I
it's-
tried.
If it's shiny, throw it when it's sunny. If it's white, I'll throw it when it's cloudy.
Gotcha.
It don't
I do
matter.
like that thing that you retie after each catch. So if you don't, how often do you retie?
It just depends. Like what I'm throwing. If I'm throwing a jig or like a shaky head, I'm feeling it. If I feel like my bait hit something on the bottom, feels like it might be sharp, I'll come up, check it.
Always just so you're more of a checker than you are a
Yes, sir.
retire.
Yeah, that's the way I am. I check my line. If I feel any nick in the line, I'm retired.
What do you think about buzz baits and horny toads?
Oh, if I throw a buzzbait, it has a horny toad on it.
So you would rather throw a buzz bait with you don't like the skirted?
I mean, not really.
Okay.
You can throw that dang horny toad a lot further.
So you like it not only for
And
action
accurate-
but inaccurate,
accurately.
but for the distance of
Yes,
the
sir.
cast. When you do you throw spinner baits,
Yeah, a little bit.
do you have a trailer hook on it, or do you use
Yeah. I use
a
the Stinger, Gamakatsu Stinger.
so you're a Gamakatsu
Right.
stinger guy like that? So, what do you think? I mean, a lot of guys like to throw a spinner bait on Lanier, and a lot of guys don't. A lot of guys, we had this discussion a lot of times. They go to a chatterbait.
hmm
You prefer a chatterbait over a spinner bait, or do you even mess with those type of baits?
Yeah, I throw 'em.
You have a preference? And if
I
so,
think I
why?
kind of grew up after the era when spinner baits were good.
Yeah.
So I don't have too much confidence in them, really.
Okay.
I don't think they eat a spinner bait as good now. There's so many herring in the lake. It's something to do with the shad and the herring. They swim different,
Okay.
put off different vibrations. That's how I think. I don't know.
No,
I just-
that's as good an answer as anything right there. What about y'all? Y'all got some questions for this young man? Huh? He's answering them.
What would you tell high school kids starting out fishing in tournaments?
enjoy it. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be like a job, I guess. Say it. You don't want to be too worried about it. Just go fish and have fun. If you catch them, you catch them. If not, don't worry about it. Catch them next time.
You'll get better.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I learned.
You
Yeah.
learn something
I was-
new every tournament.
Pop that up there, Paul. How often do you catch largemouth offshore? That's a pretty interesting thing.
I think I caught 4 in 1 week in June this year. And that was strange to me.
Offshore on Lanier.
Yes, sir.
What'd you catch them on? Or
Top
pattern?
water.
Top water.
Top
So you
water,
catch
yes,
them-
sir.
Were they schooling or just?
I think one of them was schooling. The other ones I just caught fishing points, pumps.
And they were there. What's the largest largemouth you've caught off Lanier?
Hopefully, I caught an 8 one time on dock light.
On
This
the
was
dock
back
light?
10 years ago, though. Before dock lights were a big deal.
What do you think about night fishing on Lanier? For a lot of people, it's tough. A lot of people say that's some of the best fishing you'll get. Do you target docks and lights at night, or are you
Not
still-
anymore. You barely get on them anymore, but it just depends.
I got something I need to do to
His arsenal to do that. So if you're fishing at night, what are you concentrating on?
Rock, just fishing rock.
Rock.
Yes, sir. Georgia blade, night blade.
Uh huh.
Can't go wrong with that.
He's
Like
as
that
good as
thump.
they come on night tournaments too.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's okay. So the spinner bait you don't like throwing in the daytime, but at night you'll throw that big.
Yeah, it's a different concept, but yeah,
You
it's
slow
got a
ro-
big
just
giant.
slow roll
thumper.
it on the bottom like that.
Yes, sir.
I got you. Yeah, Georgia Blade they do make a good night spinner bait like that. So, what? Oh, hush back there. Good Lord, we've asked you a million questions. I don't act like I'm running out of them. I asked you what you wanted to talk about, so let's talk about.
Nathan trying to get a partner.
Nathan is trying to get Are you fishing the Skeeter Trail? If not, do you want to?
No, I'm not. I fished this year just so I could fish the Lanier Championship, but no. I'm not
Listen,
gonna
I'm
fish 'em.
watching and laughing at the same time like that.
Someone tagged me in it.
They tagged you in it. How about this? Do you keep up with the professional trails?
A good bit. Depends on where they're at.
Who's your favorite professional fisherman? And why?
That's a tough one. I like a lot of them.
What trail do you like watching the most?
I like watching Bassmaster.
Bassmaster.
Yeah, I like the 5-fish stuff. The MLF's cool. It's kind of a little different than what it used to be.
Right, but you'd rather weigh in 5 fish
Way in the
and
biggest
that's
5,
it.
yes, sir.
That's it.
I wish MLF would go to a 5-fish, biggest 5-fish.
But it will. I mean, then it'd be the same thing
Yeah.
as that. So I mean, that's what gives it.
It's definitely cool, but
I
it
mean,
depends on what you like.
if they went to the biggest 5-fish, like what Hammond's does in their digital,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're still releasing the fish, you're taking fish care, but I think people will watch it more.
Okay. How about this question? Do you throw flutter spoons?
Should throw it in the summer when it's suspended.
More so in the summer than the winter?
I've honestly never thrown it in the winter. I throw a jigging spoon in the winter, a little War Eagle or the Georgia Blade spoon.
Yeah, the
With
sheepoon or whatever that's.
Sheepoon.
Yeah. Do you throw an underspin? What weight and trailer, if so?
I don't throw one much. I can't catch them on that thing.
So that's your weakness. That's your kryptonite
Yeah.
is an underspin.
Yes, sir.
That's interesting because a
If
lot of
they've
people
seen
would
it,
say.
seen it so much. I
So
can't
do you
get
think
them
that's
to
just an overfished
Yes.
thing? Now, but what's funny is we had this conversation in the store with somebody, and we were watching a video. What's your opinion on the Alabama rig
Oh, they're good. I love throwing them.
in tournaments?
I don't see what's wrong with it.
Okay, all right.
It's just a lure. It's got 5 hooks instead of 1. I mean,
So you have no beef saying
no,
you don't think it should be banned and
No.
stuff like that.
no,
How often do you throw it?
not very often.
Not very
Yeah.
often. So you're good. You say, I can beat you. Y'all can throw that. But
Yeah.
going back to we were watching a video where a guy was talking about that, but also a conversation where I've heard it said that anybody can. And it's like with the Alabama rig, an underspin can make anybody catch fish.
Mhm.
But you're saying
I
that
can't
for
catch 'em
you,
on it.
you
I
can't
don't have
catch
any
them. on it.
confidence in it. Not much.
Really?
at least. Yeah.
I find that interesting because it seems like
You feel a lot of them hit it. Well, I don't know.
So you don't throw Kitex and stuff a lot, or
Yeah,
you,
I throw
but
Kitex.
you don't throw them on the underspin.
No, sir.
You like to just regular jig head.
Yeah, I'll just put a fluke on the spin.
Okay, and why? Just out of curiosity, why go
'Cause-
with a fluke as opposed to a Kitex style? Like?
It's just what I have confidence in, which I don't have much of for underspin. But if I'm throwing a Kitex, I throw it on a guppy head.
On a guppy head.
Yeah. 30
And-
jigs, guppy head.
And what kind of setup do you use for that?
If I'm throwing on a bait caster, like a 7-foot
Mhm.
medium or 7-1 medium, and then a spinning rod, 7-foot medium.
Okay, let me ask you this: how big of a okay? Well, that's a question. Pre-front or post-front? Which better for you? What
I
do
don't know,
y'all?
That's a tough one.
Listen, see, this is what happens in this
Yep.
show. You got this show going on back behind it, and they're laughing, and I'm wondering.
That question. There was a question there I want to ask him.
Okay, ask the
I'm not
question.
going to be able to ask it with a straight face.
Ask it with a straight face.
Do you ever find that the brim cometh for you?
That the brim cometh for you. I know that's something that is going. to I have no idea what that means. Do you know what that means? Okay,
All my friends that the brim cometh.
the brim come. All right, whatever. Pre-front or post-front,
You don't
Free.
Yeah, probably pre-front.
and why?
Because
I'm always gonna ask you,
they're
and
feeding
why?
up. They're feeding up.
Okay, and they're feeding up. Do you use a spy bait much?
No, you lose too many fish.
Now, why do you say that?
It's heavy. It's got a lot of leverage, and they usually don't hit it very hard.
So it's more of a finesse bite. on
Yeah, it's
spy
a finesse bite, and they get so much leverage. If they usually shake it, it'll fall out.
bait. Okay, that's interesting.
I've caught
That's
caught some giant fish on it before though.
good. Now, a lot of people fish that on Lanier, though. They think that that's the bait. Do you think that bait has become overfished?
No, it's so natural. I don't think it'll ever be overfished.
Okay, so spy bait, but you think underspin, they've seen it.
I've seen. I mean, one day it might come into play again, but who knows?
Right now, it's not. So, the 7-foot medium spinning X Pride is that for Kitex. So, is it for
Yeah,
the
it's
Kitex?
good.
So, all right, Nathan. I knew this question was going to come up sooner or later.
Rico, dragonfly popper.
There you go. The Rico Dragonfly Popper. What do you throw it on?
I think it's a 6'8" mag medium
Okay.
baitcaster.
All right, how if you were to rank a popper in your ranking of top water baits, you have a list. I mean, is that one of the last things you'll pull out, or?
I don't throw it much on Lanier, but I mean, no, it's good. That's my favorite thing to throw for smallmouth.
Popper is for
Yeah.
smallmouth. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't say the one you know. I know. Listen, I have no idea what that means. You guys are laughing, and I got people up here. Is it what?
The brim's coming.
Well, what's that mean? Why does the brim cometh?
Hey,
Exactly what it says.
that's a shallow water fisherman thing. Anytime you throw a popper up shallow or anything that the brim, they'll come it.
Oh, good
And
Lord.
then-
I thought they was trying to get nasty on me right there.
No, then when you see the brim scatter, that's when you get ready.
Oh, okay. That makes
That's
sense.
when the bass comes.
That makes sense to me. I'm sorry.
Brim coming.
All right, here's
Paul
a
don't know
question.
nothing about
Here's a
that.
good question right here. Do you throw a whopper plopper?
What size?
Why? I mean, what is it about? oh, Okay.
Big fish will eat it for some reason.
Do you have a problem hooking up with them things?
They come with some. They come with some bad hooks on them.
I'm just gonna
Well,
have to
you
throw a
got
whopper.
to throw it
mean-
to have a problem hooking up, Danny.
I can't stand that bait. I don't know what it is. about a
Hey,
whopper.
I'm gonna tell on Danny here. Y'all better be glad Danny owns a tackle company
Why is that?
because he fished with me 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He stayed hung up more than he did fishing.
Lord knows I couldn't stay out of it. Everything I threw.
Hey, you got to be in it to win it. baby.
Got to be in it to win. That's right. Marina fishing, other than the herring spawn time, can it be a real go-to for a big bag?
Marina fishing. I don't know. I've never spent much time fishing in them.
So it's not. So you don't.
And if you figured it out, you could probably win in there.
Yeah, there's
But-
big fish around.
Huh? Yeah, no, I don't do it. Do you throw a jig much? I know we've talked about this, but that's a question coming in right there. How much time do you spend throwing a jig?
It just depends on time. I throw it in the winter.
In the winter, so that's
Yeah.
more of a winter bait.
Yes, sir.
Do you attack the ditches like a lot of people
Yeah.
do? And that's when.
I like fishing deep. And that's nothing like feeling one thump a jig in 50 foot of water.
There you go. Do you use forward-facing sonar? If so, do you prefer forward view or down view?
Forward view.
Okay, and why? I always like that question. And why? 'Cause
I mean, so you don't get on top of the fish. Stay as far away from the fish as possible.
Okay, so there you go. Ryan Sheffield would like to know if you throw a horny toad. Now, we just covered this a little bit. He throws them on the back of a buzz bait, but do you just throw a straight horny toad?
Yeah, I will. Not on Lanier, obviously, but I have done it.
You have done it, so that's more of a largemouth bait
Yes,
for you,
sir.
like that. So there you go. Ryan loves a horny toad, by the way. And if you throw a horny toad, what color do you throw?
White.
White. Okay.
White or black.
White or black. So
Depending
like
on the
that.
watercolor.
Whopper Plopper are Band-Aid's best spokesman. I know, I'm serious like that. I look Ryan being over there 10 foot from us, and he's doing comments and stuff like that. White, look at it. Bless his heart. All right, so we're getting a little on late in the evening, so we're going to start kind of wrapping up a little bit like that. So again, for those that weren't here at the beginning, let's talk about your plans one more time. So going into 2022, what can we look for if we're going to follow you on social media? What are we going to look
at
for?
my Facebook or Instagram.
I mean, what are you going to be doing now? I mean, tell everybody again what you're going to be fishing.
Fish the Bass Opens. Hopefully, try and qualify.
Okay, and you're with the ultimate goal of
Fishing the elites.
fishing the elites.
We're gonna see him in the classic one day.
You think so? I hope
Be
so,
nice.
because that way that daggum jig he's going to sign up there in a little bit. It's going to be worth some money right there. So,
Do you want him to sign it on camera or not? About to ask that same question.
hey, well, bring it right over here and let's let him sign it. I got Josh's $100 pin right here.
Oh, it's made pretty in the bag.
Huh?
Pretty in the bag.
Come on right here. We're going to get him to sign it. So, for some reason, my partner Josh bought this pin, and it's $100. And I don't know why anybody would spend $100 on a pin. But right here, listen, how many autographs you ever done?
I don't know if I've ever done any.
All right, so right here, history in the making.
First ever autograph.
First ever autograph for Paul Marks Jr., and it is on a true grit jig. Let that be known. That'll be a question in 20 years if our old butts are still doing this show. You know, by that time you'll have to take it over because I'll be in the grave.
Wheel Danny down there.
No, Danny ain't coming down here. Eventually what's going to happen is all you young guys are going to be doing it, and I can sit upstairs or go home.
No, when he wins the classic, that jig's gonna be worth. a few
Oh, it's
thousand.
on eBay. If eBay's still around, you better get some money for that
Yep.
thing right there.
And they got proof right there of him signing. it.
Oh, look, and it's got Oh my Lord, it's got designs on it too.
Artwork, man.
Listen, I like that.
Blow on it. Blow on it before you.
Oh, so it don't smear.
It won't smear.
Yeah.
Well, you're not left-handed. I'm left-handed, and everything I do goes backwards like that. And we got him blowing on his very first autograph right there. So just to show, I'm going to show what this is: a red, white, and blue. I don't know if the camera, if I can get it out of the light a little bit.
There it is.
There it is. So we made up just a couple of things upstairs with red, white, and blue. So
I just made that.
Old Glory.
That's fresh.
oh, this is fresh. So okay, so this is a fresh one. We actually got a spinnerbait with this. It's called Old Glory. Right here. Here's the money maker right here. Paul Marks Jr. with a spinnerbait on the back of that thing right there. So
That's nice.
it's a nice little personal touch. So you want to give any shout outs to anybody before we go off?
Bay Marine, Oakwood Bait and Tackle.
Of course, yep.
Sonar Pros, Trent Sonar Pros, and then Lake Blazing Game at Lawrence.
Okay. All right. How about you?
Me, I just want to say thank you to everybody that comes out and fishes our tournaments.
Yeah.
Because no matter what we do, from the Kings of the Lanier to benefit tournaments, if it wasn't for you guys, it never happened.
That's right. Jig will be worth $8.95 plus shipping and handling. That's right. Oh, real quick question: did your dad fish professionally?
Yeah.
What did he fish?
He actually won the PAA on Lanier. I think it was in 2007.
Yeah, and Hardin won.
Yeah, Hardin won. Well, he's won a lot. I don't think he ever won whenever he fished professionally. He got second in the Bassmaster Classic his rookie year, though.
That's awesome, though. That takes some
Yep.
stuff right there. Okay, so again, quick recap. First of all, King of Lanier tournament, October 30th.
Restoration starts tomorrow around 5 o'clock. Be on the lookout for it on Lake Lanier tournament page.
Okay.
Do not share. Only comment if you're fishing it.
If you're fishing it, if you don't think you can make it, just kind of
Yep.
tell him. He'll put you on a waiting list. The benefit tournament for Nathan Hurd,
November 26th, Little Hall.
Little Hall. And again, the goal is, and this is for everybody that's watching, every one of you can help us in some way. I don't care if it's $5, whatever. The goal is we're going to raise $10,000 for the Hurd family. Okay? And that's in addition to this tournament. That's my goal. I want to raise 10 grand. I think we can do it. We'll set up some raffles, stuff like that, to help out with that. So $10,000. Listen, it sounds like a big number, but think about this. And some guys may have seen this video. You can't eat an elephant in one bite.
Nope.
You take it bite at a time, okay? And eventually you'll eat the entire elephant right there. So that's the elephant right now. $10,000. We're going to raise that. We're not going to accept failure on this. We're going to raise that money. All right. So again, congratulations to Jason Sayers, who won the FX Titanium, to Jacob Fleming for naming the show the Live Well. Again, the Electric Elites are going to be on Latham for the Classic. We want to thank the guys that fish, that work Latham, marking them for the opportunity to get back on that lake. And again, Chris, thank you for all you do, not only with FX, but with the charity stuff. And Paul, listen, I really enjoyed listening to you talk like that.
I enjoy it.
Well, you pull that mic, yeah.
I enjoy you guys
I know
inviting me.
I know you're up past your bedtime,
Oh, yeah.
but we appreciate Mom for letting him come. We thank you, but listen, we love it when we get a young guy on here that we can follow.
Oh, yeah.
And so we're definitely. First of all, we want to say, you and Oakwood Bait and Tackle. We consider you friends with us here at Fish North Georgia. If we can help you guys in any way,
Yes, sir.
we'll always be there. I mean, for the company. And
Yes, sir.
you
Same for
personally.
y'all. We can help y'all out.
And we appreciate y'all and the service that you guys do in the community. And again, like I said, support your local shops, okay? And Oakwood Bait and Tackle is a good one.
Come
So
on.
come on out there. If you're in this area, we'll take your money. But if not, give it to Oakwood Bait and Tackle. All right, like that.
Yeah.
But again, listen, you shot straight with us. I know, for you shared a lot.
Yes,
and
sir.
So but it is, the big thing with you is positive mental attitude. Don't spin out. If you don't catch them, so what? You get them the next day.
Yep.
But
exactly right.
but we want to wish you the best
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
in your goals and pursuits. Don't forget to thank the big guy upstairs because he's the one that's going to
Yes,
make it
sir.
possible. So, again, everybody, we will be back with the first episode of the Live Well next Thursday night. Go Braves. We love you, and we'll see you later.